I'm sharp like a knife. Small time stream, drama, no fame, no crown, but my voice is my own, I won't back down. I guess I'm too raw, too rough, too plain, but I'm spitting my heart, not chasing some game. No corporate leash, no puppet on strings. I'm free in my words, hear the truth that I bring. No big channel shine, no glitter, no fakes. Minimal effort, just me and my taste. I'm speaking the truth, let the whole world know. Small time streamer, but that's how I roll. Do my words hit hard, give the system the chills. Minimal effort, no budget, no frills. I'm carving my path, let the fire erupt. Small time dreamer with a voice that's enough. Got a webcam flicker and a beat in my chest. Bass takes in my veins, spilling facts is my quest. I'm breaking the mold, no mainstream appeal. Just a kid with a dream and a heart made of steel. I sift through the data, the left and the right. No bias, no agenda, just seeking the light. They laugh at my setup, my low-res stream, but my words cut deeper than the corporate screen. I guess I'm too raw, too rough, too plain, but I'm spitting my heart, not chasing some game. No corporate leash, no puppet on strings. I'm free in my words, hear the truth that I bring. No big channel shine, no glitter, no fakes. Minimal effort, just me and my takes. I'm speaking the truth, let the whole world know. Small time streamer, but that's how I roll. Do my words hit hard, give the system the chills. Minimal effort, no budget, no frills. I'm carving my path, let the fire erupt. Small time dreamer with a voice that's enough. I'm the spark in the dark, the glitch in the code. Carving my lane on this uncharted road. Million subs, no viral fame, but I'm owning the truth and I'm changing the game. I'll scream till my lungs give out, till the signal's dead. Every word that I speak is the blood that I bled. No big channel shine, no glitter, no fakes. Minimal effort, just me and my takes. I'm speaking the truth, let the whole world know. Small time streamer, but that's how I roll. Do my words hit hard, give the system the chills. Minimal effort, no budget, no frills. I'm carving my path, let the fire erupt. Small time dreamer with a voice that's enough.
To be fair, I actually don't know who you guys are talking about. I actually don't know even what game you're talking about at all. Hang on a second. Let me see. Let me scroll back up here. Far, Far West. I don't even know what that is. Like, I have not heard anything about that. Enjoyed the demo, had to buy it. Fills the Borderlands itch that the IP has gone to shit. Yeah, I have not even seen that one. Hang on, let me take a look at that one. So, Spooky Kitty, I'm trying to figure this out because I've seen you in somebody else's chat. And I couldn't figure out why. I didn't know if you were like a content creator or just a shit talker, but I don't know what your deal is. I'm not even talking about Jeremy Knight. This is not a thing where I'm going to be talking about him every single stream. And I unsubbed from the dude like 2 years ago. Maybe it was like early last year, because his content got to be so damn stale and repetitive that I had no interest in him. So I don't know what your deal is, but I think you're in the wrong chat, man. Just gonna say it. So hang on a second. What are we looking at here? Far, Far West. Far, Far West. Spooky's been here before? Yeah, but I've seen him in somebody else's chat. Probably covering quartering stuff. But like, that's not even on the docket for tonight. Puts the yeehaw back into shooters. Oh, this looks like ass, dude. Hang on a second. Hey, Lucia. And Smeg, let me not forget, with the 5 gifted memberships, how was everybody's weekend? I had an internet detox and mowed the dog. Yeah, that's Freudian slip there, man. check the graph versus Aphelion. That's what the A game with people playing it looks like. Oh, yeah, hang on a second. So I got to pull this up. Let me see real quick here. Far, Far West early access release date trailer. I got to see this. It's actually fun and done well. Is it like, oh crap, what's the name of that game? Rain something. Risk of Rain? Is it like a board shooter? I mean, I actually don't even hate the animation, like the art style. Not something I typically play, but almost like kind of a Sea of Thieves look to it. It's kind of cool. Huh. Yeah, I've barely seen anything about this, but Jared's a cuck. I mean, allegedly. If we want quartering content, don't go here. No, Luigi, I think the problem is that Spooky Kitty's probably somebody who's been hating on the quartering for years, and those of us who gave him a pass, for whatever reason, now shitting on him is probably making him think we're all hypocrites. The reality is the quartering has been doing this for like the last couple of years now, where it's been pretty obvious that he has no actual opinions on anything. That's why I unsubbed from the dude. I'm like, I can't stomach his content. It's terrible. And to be fair, just like anybody else in the space, you can call them chuds. Chud being obviously the leftist, liberal, whatever you want to call it, derogatory term for right-wing grifting content creators or gamers or whatnot. But I don't even understand, because the frickin' dude is not even a conservative, and he says it himself. Reminds me of Borderlands. I mean, is that a good thing, though? I was never a fan of the way Borderlands looked. Jairus Cuckdom's not alleged. Some of the other stuff is, though. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess because I covered it in a couple of videos on my other channel and, like, one live stream or two live streams here, now I'm just doing the same thing everybody else is. Like, guys, there are people who are literally making video after video after stream of the same guy nonstop. I mean, hell, freaking Kino Casino's going 24/7 right now, right? Whole person made me gag hasn't changed. I mean, yeah, I think it got really bad within the last couple of years. I know he hasn't really changed much at all, but I definitely think that there's something about his personality, something with the overindulgent, I don't know, the breathing troubles when he's just trying to speak and he's like moving his head around and shit. It's bad. Whatever is currently going on with that dude, it's worse than it's ever been. Fun and the mechanics, gameplay are polished. I know they're having trouble with online servers, but the game can be played offline. So what was the problem with the game then that DB Wild was talking about? Let me scroll back up here in a second. Told him his idea has been done a multitude of times in video games and even a few other TTRPGs. Oh, he's not much of a video gamer. He's been making a TTRPG that Far Far West seems to be themed exactly like. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right. Let me go ahead and we will get to... Oh, my God. All right. I forgot. Yeah, I got you guys. I'm all cut up now, Smeg. But again, Smeg with the 5 gifted and the 5 Australian dollar dues. Let's go ahead and play you a video clip here. I know you love it. I know that it's going to get worn out eventually, but we're going to start off with this one for you here, buddy.
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house. Or in the ring. No, in real life.
So if you were gifted a membership by Smeg, make sure to thank him. Don't call him Hassan Piker. He doesn't shock his dog. He apparently just mows it instead. All right. Oh, dude, I'll never get tired. I'll never get tired. Oh my God, I just read DB Wild. I'll never get tired of it. The retarded vegetable, the winner in virtue signal points. Dude, I saw this shit and I could not believe it, okay? So, truly, I don't understand how you get to this point. But apparently the Met Gala is happening right now, and apparently that's a thing. Erin Rose Phillip, the first black transgender woman. Yes, the first black transgender woman with quadriplegic cerebral palsy syndrome. I guess they call it. I thought there was... No, okay. Quadriplegic cerebral palsy. Apparently I can't read. Signed to a major modeling agency, arrived at the Met Gala. Unpack that for a second. Black, transgender, quadriplegic with cerebral palsy, and a model. Hey, Vernum. I mean, dude, there's so much to unpack here. I just don't even know. Who's the modeling agency? I mean, dude, honestly, I don't understand this. I never will. A living checkbox sheet? You're not kidding. You are not kidding. Still doing this in 2026. Apparently, man. Apparently, we're still doing this. Hey, Cage, I'm glad you showed up. We're going to have a Fleekazoid video. So... just hang tight for that. We'll get into that in a little bit here. Everyone knows this wheelchair-bound dude doesn't deserve the job. It's funny and cringe. But my question more is, how does this person model? Like, explain that to me. Okay, so you're a dude who is quadriplegic, who has cerebral palsy. Being black is like, that's just the icing on the cake. That it's irrelevant. It's like that just is like one more virtue signal checkbox, right? But you're also a model. Explain that to me. I don't get it. This person got nerfed quadruple time. What can he even do that's worth money? I don't know. Most cake icing is white. That depends on the cake. And that really depends on, like, if you have a chocolate cake and you put vanilla icing on it, that's like a one-way ticket to hell. I'm not even kidding. You gotta be like, you can do chocolate frosting on chocolate cake. No chocolate frosting on vanilla cake. Chocolate on chocolate, vanilla on vanilla. Don't mix your frostings. I take it back. All right. I also saw this one. Have you guys been seeing this chick? The GameStop girl has been making the rounds. This is from Drama Alert. Says the internet is mocking the new Best Buy girl for her appearance. I haven't seen anybody mocking her. I've seen a lot of simpery going on, but I have not seen any mockery. Like, I've seen people talking about, like, does it stink and all that, like being gross, but mockery, no. Cake is cake. No, Avernum, you are so wrong about that. It's not even funny. Not all cake is created equal. All right. Just like the little Kata with the Star of David and the rainbow flag. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably a bunch of naked dudes with chiseled abs standing around the photo shoot like they do with all the fat body positivity models. Right. Wait, the reason it's called icing is because it's frosting that's light in color, so most icing is white. Even you said chocolate frosting, not icing. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, who puts icing on a cake? Cake should have frosting. Like, if we're thinking of icing, like, we're talking about, like, you can have, like, buttercream frosting, or just even, like, regular good old, like, cream cheese frosting, or you can have icing, like a royal icing. Who wants icing on a cake? You want your cake frosting to be, like, thick. Is she trying to look like Amelia? No, this was before. This was when she was doing, like, TikTok Best Buy commercials. Then this is like her transition back over to GameStop in 2025, and this is the current look. She's got like the red hair. I don't know. Some people don't like it very much. You like Black Forest cake? See, I would like... Hang on a second. No, Black Forest is good. Cherry and chocolate, that's good. I was thinking of German chocolate cake, where they put coconut and pineapple. I don't know. I think German chocolate is what? Pineapple filling and coconut on the outside of the frosting. That thing's ass. That's terrible. It's all icing on a cake here. You gotta remember, Smeg, we distinguish between the different ways that we consume our fatty, sugary foods over here. So icing is not frosting over here, technically. Has no one heard of ice cream cake? Dude, Wise Ass Duck, ice cream cake is about as white trash as you can get. And I say that as somebody who has consumed plenty of ice cream cake in my day. But ice cream cake is not real cake, man. That's how they do photo shoots with these obese chicks, male models surrounding Tubby in the center. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Icing is traditionally just white sugar cream. Well, yeah, I mean, you can make what you can call glaze. I mean, if you guys want to talk, like, specifically, because I worked in a bakery, glaze or icing for something is just like water and sugar. You know? Ooh, red velvet. Now you're speaking my language. Although I shouldn't eat red velvet because the amount of freaking food coloring, that red 40 in there, is not good for people that have inflammatory issues. But it is good stuff. It is good. The goth in the middle works for you. I knew you'd say that. I also saw this one, and a lot of people were shitting on this, attacking the, you know, obviously the hot chick, talking about how what Gooners guys are and all that stuff. It's confection sugar icing. I worked for a bakery. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. So I've mixed up, you know, hundreds of pounds of buttercream frosting, icing or glaze, whatever you want to call it, for, like, you know, pastries and all that. Everything about Saros is good until the woke ending. You know the funny thing about it, honey? We'll get to that in a little bit here. I don't even really care so much. It's more the fact that it's just not a story that I'd have any use for to begin with. Stream died already? What are we talking about, Cage? You better be messing with me, dude. You better be messing with me. Everyone else good? Is Cage just jerking my chain here? Neapolitan ice cream cake in the 80s. Cage paused the stream. Oh my god. Are you freaking kidding me, man? Oh my god. You gave me a heart attack. We haven't had issues for like months now, man. Neapolitan ice cream cake in the 80s or 90s. I might have had that once. I'm not a big Neapolitan fan. One on the right, Xbox, it looks like old Halle Berry. It's weird. So you got this old, like, Sega Saturn promo, right? Obviously, this is not in English, so this is not an American ad, but you got this old one here. And then you go over here and it's like, I can't believe that this was ever a promotional ad. What is this? Is this Shuri from Black Panther? Because this looks like the whole Black Panther Wakanda thing. Can we drop the cake topic? I'm getting hungry. Like, why? I don't know. I mean, I thought Black Panther objectively was like a 7 out of 10 movie. Like, it wasn't great. You know, I just could not make myself think that Black Panther was better than like a 7. But to buy an Xbox with like the whole Black Panther skin, like, come on, man. Everything was good in the good old days? Yeah. You're showing Riley a moment ago and people were saying that she's mid at best. I would say she's a bit above mid because she's genuinely cute. Yeah, exactly, DB. I mean, like, again, I'm not one to judge here, obviously. I'm not exactly like some Brad Pitt kind of, you know, Henry Cavill-like man myself. But in reality, I think she's actually not bad, especially for the fact that she's got a nose ring. That's already like, you know, 3 red flags on there. Being able to overcome that is pretty damn admirable, you know? Giving it the good old IGN 7, yeah. No. Black Panther was objectively just a 7. It really was. Did you expect them to do anything different? Not really. Not really. Everything changed when the Disney Nation attacked? Yeah, pretty much. All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about some of these topics, because basically a lot of these are going to tie into each other. So, fun fact. Thought it was boring. The best one was the first Iron Man and Winter Soldier. Yeah, dude, Black Panther I didn't think was a bad movie as far as movies went. It just wasn't entertaining. Funniest comment on here, though, I hate it because it's mean, but also I laughed my ass off when I first saw it. Lady on the right probably looted that Xbox. I'm like, oh my god, dude. I love the first Wakanda film. Was 10 out of 10? Dude, I couldn't call it a 10 out of 10. Part of the problem is I don't think Michael B. Jordan's a good actor. So any scene that he was in, I hated. I really hated it. I want to fix the Overwatch chick. Which Overwatch chick are we talking about? Imagine advertising your least black console with a black person. Ouch. Okay. All right, we're going to move on. All right. So this one here says, oh my god, Destiny 2 now has 1,000 more players than Marathon on Steam. Now, we're going to go back and check this in real time because I have to see this for myself. The last hope for Marvel is John Walker. I mean, I know Kata would love to see that, but I don't see John Walker fixing the MCU at this point. Wakanda was there for hundreds of years, but not once cared to help their enslaved brothers. A solid 10 out of 10 story. All right. I see what you're doing there. I gotcha. Yeah, that ad says you too can steal this from the local electronics shop. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm going to hell. All right. Steam concurrent player count for Destiny 2, 8,247. Marathon, 7,102. This is wild considering Destiny 2 hasn't received new content in 6 months. Has it only been that long? That's crazy. I think us Marathon players may be cooked. What should Bungie do here? Dude, this is great. This is great when the Marathon fans are jumping on the bandwagon of showing like Steam charts and all that. What I was trying to say though, before the stream started, bookmarks on Twitter completely crapped out for me up until like a little bit ago. And so getting to like all the stuff I've been bookmarking to kind of go over, I didn't have access to anything. It was the most annoying thing, right? And so like one of these tweets here I wanted to pull up about Pragmata versus Saros, which we'll pull up here in a minute. But yeah, bookmarks decided to completely crap out. Good times. We're going to throw that over there. We'll go back over that in a minute. Marathon's doing so well, they can't wait for a sequel. I know you won't. Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel showed us what kind of people go to hell. Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, dude, honestly, it's the craziest thing. So I'm sitting here at my computer at like 8:30. I'm like, all right, I've got a bunch of different things I want to go over. And all the stuff that I had saved on Twitter was all my bookmarks. And I could access them on my phone, but I couldn't access them on my desktop browser. And I tried like clearing my cache, seeing if that would fix it. Nothing would work. Nothing would work. Per Steam right now, Destiny 2, 8,000 concurrents, 10,000, or 8,000 currently, 10,000 for 24 hours, 10,000. Dude, yeah, that had to have been cherry picked. Let's pull this up live. Let's take a look at this. Hang on, we'll do it live. Marathon currently sitting at 10,300 players. Destiny 2, 8,000 players, 10,000 for. Yeah. There's not a moment right now where Destiny 2 has had more players than Marathon. It did get up to 13,300 back on May 4th. I mean, that's close. That is close to Marathon's recent concurrent. That's actually not... That's kind of crazy. That is insane. Okay, so if you go back a full day, Destiny 2... had a higher concurrent player base than Marathon does tonight. So you could make that argument, but they're not on the same day. Been getting back into Elder Scrolls Online. That was one that I never bothered to try to like work my way into because guys, you know how many freaking games I've got to finish. Back on May 4th, so today. I mean, yeah, but technically you got to think about the fact that it's like, I mean, some places it's May 5th. So I'm in the last time zone over here. So, yeah, see, Smeg is in that imaginary place where it's already May 5th. Hey, Smeg, I imagine you're doing a lot of work trying to keep up with me and Kino Casino right now, especially given the fact that it's May 4th. It's May 5th here too. Well, then what are you doing awake? You're either up very late or very early. So, from Jake Lucky here, Jake Sucky, says Marathon has yet again softly hinted at a multi-year long plan for the game. This is great. This is great because of the fact that you remember before Highguard got shut down, they revealed their 1-year roadmap. And it was like, oh, we have all these big plans. We have these plans, all this stuff worked out. Oh, it's true. Yeah, you work nights. Crazy bastard. I mean, I've done that briefly. I could never do that full time. That would drive me nuts. Nothing but a figment of your imagination. Yeah. Yeah, you guys in that upside down land. Almost 2 a.m. here. You guys are crazy. I mean, I've stayed up late, especially recently. I've had streams that go till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and then the wife is over here staring at me through the windows. But I don't typically stay up that late just because. It would have to be a specific reason. Yeah, and Cage is just a vampire. We know that. Okay, creative director Julia Narddog, says they already know where we want to take the story over the next few years. Bungie had indirectly suggested a similar notion over a month ago, saying we are in for the long haul with Marathon. So this is the article that he's got linked down below. 6:42 a.m. Yeah, Avernum's up way too early. Multi-year plan, what the fuck can they possibly do to expand a bare bones extraction shooter? I mean, Black Cat, you know it. You've been playing Marathon. The only thing that they could really do is try to add a single player story, try to actually build on their world building that they've got to try to like appeal to a different audience. Maybe make it more PvE player friendly, but again, they're not going to do that. You haven't slept yet? Oh my god, Avernum, you're insane, dude. You are absolutely insane. Well, yeah, they're confident for sure, exactly. Smeg, that is the biggest issue that I still go back to. That for whatever reason, people can't seem to get around. Nobody wants to look at it. You know? Even like the people who go, hey, I could enjoy playing it, but it's just hurting my eyes to have to, you know, stare at it for a few hours at a time. All right, so right here from Games Radar, it says it's a slippery slope to try and build a game for an audience. Marathon, Arc Raiders, and Last Flag. Oh yeah, we'll talk about Last Flag in a minute. Devs dig into the trend-bucking evolution of multiplayer shooters. Interview says, are multiplayer shooters enjoying a golden age or becoming riskier than ever to make? Games Radar Plus spoke to 4 developers about their work in the genre. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Insomniac, you know, here's the thing. I used to say that, and to a certain degree, nothing has changed. Let me kind of give you guys, I mean, Smeg started off the stream saying, how was your weekend, right? And that's a dig at the quartering. It's a joke, right? But in all fairness, I do want to say something, because I started off my weekend on Saturday having to do... Crap, what did I do Saturday? Something. I can't even remember what my entire weekend was like, guys. I swear to God, I can't even remember now at this point. My son had a doubleheader yesterday. His manager, the guy that runs the baseball team, left it to me to run both games. I had to set the lineups. I had to run the scorebook. I had to do all the moving people around. It was 80 degrees, which isn't hot, but for these kids here, they hadn't played in this heat. Yeah, it was the first 80-degree day over here, practically. So it was a lot, right? So we went from that to today. Work was crazy. I was up too late last night. Couldn't decompress after the games were over. Today I had to leave work early, run to my daughter's softball practice. I had to run practice tonight because I'm running her game tomorrow. So basically I've had to, in the last 48 hours, take on the role of both manager of my son's baseball team and my daughter's softball team. 2 things that I've typically only done from an assistant's perspective. I'm never like the guy putting the names on the paper and all that. So as far as weekends go, I'm cooked. I am fried. I am beyond dead at this point. So... I too did something on Saturday. I legit can't remember what the hell I did on Saturday. I would have to add... No, I don't typically delete my posts on X, man. I probably should, but I don't. They can like add more content, but will that continue to come at the expense of Destiny 2? Yes. Because right now, Bungie is pretty much split 50-50 between both games. Yeah, I can't for the life of me remember what I did on Saturday. Like, I swear to God, I can't remember. I'd have to go back and ask my wife, because I don't have a fucking clue what I did Saturday. I know I'm exhausted, and whatever it was probably physically exhausting, but like I don't even remember what I was doing Saturday now. Hey, Burnham, I'm just saying, you know, over here for us Americans, 80 to 85 and playing a double header in a state that's typically rainy and cold up until like July, it's a lot. It's a lot, dude. YouTube changed my notification options to personalized. Dude, it's crazy, man. That's why I made sure to put the, I did mow the dog. I did mow the yard on Saturday. Oh, shit, that's what I did. I think I went to work on Saturday. I might have gone to work. Did I? There was something. Maybe it was just yard work all day. I'm gonna have to... guys, I'm having, like, foggy brain going on. The last 48 hours has drained me completely. And then tomorrow night, like I said, I got to work all day long. And then 6 o'clock, batting practice for my daughter's team. Game starts 7:15. I'm going to be there till 9 o'clock at night. I'm just fried. And this week is already a lot, because this week work has gotten insanely busy. It's only going to continue getting busier as the summer gets going. So I'm cooked, guys. If you ask me how my weekend was, I might not remember half of it, you know? Xanax heavy weekend. I don't take any medication. I got nothing, dude. Mowed the cold. Played a couple hours of Crimson Desert. I haven't touched Crimson Desert in probably a month, man. We're gonna do each other's hair and paint nails next. Maybe. Although none of that is typically like, you know, dad, man kind of stuff. If you're talking like, you know, Melanie Mac and Hannah, it's more like, you know, Quartering goes off to take a piss or something and the two of them get into like girl mode. Which, to be fair, might be the only like sincere, genuine moment. I am actually going to text my wife right now and ask her what we did Saturday. Because I can't remember. This is so terrible. It's all become one giant blur. Oh my god. Gaming companies in denial. Keep searching for the modern audience that isn't there. Too much pride and money, not enough common sense. Yeah. At least tell us what the oranges are for. No, yeah, so the meds for Crohn's, that's once every 2 months. That's barely in my mind like anything. That's just like as no pun intended, as minimal as it gets, you know. Pop's busy, yes, very busy. Hey Geekazu, welcome in, buddy. If you can't remember your day off, then you're overworked. Well, I don't know that it was a day off is the problem. I don't actually remember if I went to work. I don't remember if I was doing work-related stuff. I truly don't remember. She knows that we're both broke, buddy. We have our annual inventory this week, so I'm spent. Dude, so Angels, because what I do for work is heavy, like intensive amounts of hours in the summer, because it's more seasonal, I am truly going to be, it's going to be hard to make videos and do streams as I get into like the summer months on top of like baseball and sports and all that for my kids. And then if my kids make all-star teams, those start like practices and all that in June. And that's like 5 or 6 days a week. And then they got to travel for games. No, I know my anniversary. I know my dating anniversary. I know my wedding anniversary. I got my twin's birthday coming up in a week. My mother-in-law's birthday this month, Mother's Day, I got all that filed away. Farms tea to teabag us. I don't teabag anybody. Okay, maybe that's TMI, but I don't typically teabag anyone unless it's in a video game, and then that's all bets are off. All right. So it says right here. Let me see. I don't want to go through the whole article. I want to find the one about Marathon. Okay, Joe Ziegler, creative director for Marathon, describes the approach as a recipe for infinite stories and experiences. Says, I like to think of classic stories of adventure like The Lord of the Rings when thinking about games like this. You're comparing Lord of the Rings to Marathon? What the hell? She'd have to have something to teabag me with, dude. Dog and cat's birthdays. Okay, the cat's birthdays, I think, are September 9th or 10th. The dog, I have no idea. My dog, my pug who passed away years ago, her birthday was May. Oh no, sorry, we put her down on May 2nd, and the cat passed away like 4 weeks later on May 28th or 30th. My dog's birthday was, I think, April 15th. I think she was born on tax day, actually. I can't remember. You don't teabag because you've reached an age where the danglers hang a bit lower than they used to, so now you potato sack. Oh my god, that's just that. Oh my god, dude. Okay, you can imagine the journey of Frodo and the Fellowship would have been way less interesting and suspenseful if all they encouraged was dangerous wildlife on the way to Mount Doom. Encountered was dangerous wildlife on the way to Mount Doom, and didn't have other enemies out there unpredictably trying to steal the ring or in their journey. He's truly like comparing the fact that his extraction shooter has other PvPers going around trying to complete their quests. He's comparing that with freaking Lord of the Rings. Oh my god, what a retarded comparison. That is insane. But speaking of Last Flag, because again, Last Flag is one of the developers that they talk to in this article. Too many pets, it's understanding. I currently have 2 cats and a dog. 2 cats and a dog. My last video is doing well. Yeah, it's surprising. I don't know. I didn't even think it was going to be anything really remarkable, but it's nice to see, you know? It's good to see. Amount of total money spent to make this failed game look like a success likely exceeds the amount of money the studio blown this turd in total. Dude, for real. And honestly, I should have just had like coffee with like Irish cream or something in it, because I'm getting so tongue-tied tonight from mental exhaustion, it's not even funny. Like, I'm still pale as fuck, but honestly, I'm gonna have a pretty decent tan if I keep this up. This is crazy. What about the wife? Oh, gotta remember the wife too. I know the wife and I have the same birthday. We're born the same day, but a year apart. Coffee brand coffee. What are we talking about, coffee brand coffee? No. Cope with these developers of Marathon. How can anyone just lie with no conscience? They know they have nothing. It's because that top comment. Are you the top comment? Dude, I went through and I think I liked and interacted with the first like 20 or 30, and then I haven't gone back to look. Didn't even know I made videos. I know, Cage. I had no idea I made videos either. Too painful when they pass. You know, I get that. I get it. You were talking about pets. I don't think I'm going to have the balls to call the wife a pet. I just don't think that's worth it, man. All right, last flag, hold the L, from Imagine Dragons Singer in support weeks after launch, says we don't want to kill our game. I would love for them to kill their game. Absolutely would love that. Because no specific reason. Sometimes popular names don't help engagement. Oh my God. Oh my God. My daughter and my brother's son are born on the same day, 9 years apart. Yeah, the wife and I are born same day, 1 year apart. Last Flag's out. Last Flag has been out for like 3 or 4 weeks. Last Flag has been out for a while. And the thing truly looks stupid. And then we talked about this on a stream, guys. We talked about the reason that the guy from Imagine Dragons made this game. He didn't outright say it, but the way they described the game was basically they're trying to create a fun, safe, non-violent hug bubble for gay kids kind of game. And I get it. He doesn't specify the game is for gay kids, but he's got this massive, weird obsession with gay children, LGBT youth, and all that. And then he makes this retarded Fortnite-looking game with basically no violence, no death. I know you see guns here, but again, in the game, you know, you don't die. It's insane, man. Imagine Dragons rock so hard. Dude, no. But yes, Imagine players, that's awesome. 3 to 4 weeks. Must be doing great if they manage to keep it alive for that long. Well, it's a Concord-like. You got to remember, it's not a Concord because it doesn't have the budget of Concord. Let me see. Last Flag. I really wanted to type it without the L. All right, let me see here. 17 in-game. Somebody said 18, but no, we got 17. And the thing is, this game was like $12. And here's the thing. So, Smeg, the game itself wasn't made for gay kids. Specifically. Like, I'm embellishing a little bit. The man, I'm going to say he's like, you know how these guys, they get like this soapbox for people that aren't like them. So, for example, the male feminists who act like they're going to help and protect all women, and they turn out to be like a lecherous creep. Well, in the case of like the Last Flag guy, Imagine Dragons dude, he's like this straight dude, but he's all about acceptance and love and he's got this freaking festival charity concert thing he does for gay youth, gay kids. Like, you're really worried about the sexuality of other people's children, right? Then he makes this garbage vomit looking video game that's all about like having fun, which is great. Having fun in a video game is good. And it's all about, you know, childhood nostalgia, and nobody really dies in the game. He's got a gay boner. I mean, it's weird, QC jerks. It's strange. It's a weird, I almost want to say fetish. It's like for these people, because he's not gay and he's a straight white guy. He's a decent looking dude and he's rich and famous. It's like he has to have a cause because he already has too many strikes against him for being a straight white guy, you know? Why aren't activists talking about the sexualization of gaming characters now? I mean, they are. They are, just not these characters. These characters are frightening looking. Not as bad as Concord, but definitely pretty ugly. So they said, making Last Flag has been a dream come true for our team. Although our player count is not currently where we need it to be to support additional development beyond our upcoming planned patches, we are shifting our focus to make sure these updates give tons of value and control to our players so the game can continue to thrive and grow. How can the game continue to thrive and grow if you currently don't have enough players that the patches are going to be like meaningful at all? There's 17 people currently play the game. What did we say the current concurrent peak was? Imagine playing a game, guys. Okay, let me show you guys something. The most hours I've put into a single game on Steam so far is Insurgency Sandstorm. Great shooter, great, easy to get into, fun shooter. not really mil sim, not really like, you know, super realistic, but decent. I think it's a good combination, a good blend of FPS type games. You know, this is an old game. Game came out 7 years ago. And I can still hop on, and it's got crossplay. It has, you know, the game I think is still on Game Pass. I'm pretty sure it might be. I can still hop on and find a match right now. It usually takes about 5 seconds to get into a lobby, you know? Coincidentally, there's 17 people in chat. Hey, that's 11 more than we had when that pissed off, angry, I hate all chuds, and you guys are hypocrites were talking about the quartering was in chat. Maybe he's still here. I don't know. Pissed off kitty might still be here. I did find it funny that he was shitting on me for my 6 viewers, and like the most views he's gotten on a video in 9 years is like 6, but whatever. Not a real Steam player. You need 10,000 hours in Dota 2. Fuck no. I like to spread my hours played around. Okay, prime example. So I played the Hell Let Loose Vietnam playtest. Oh my god, I'm going to get that game day one if they improve on a few things. When the open beta hits in probably a week or two, I'm going to play that shit again. Like, I needed that injected into my veins. That game was legitimately awesome. So it's a lot like the original Hell Let Loose, where you start off with like your gathering phase for your group, you know, not gathering like resources, but like you get together, you get your engineers to do their placements of things, and then you get your, you know, your squad leader, and you kind of coordinate with the command, and then you kind of try to take the first point and move around, right? It's crazy. It's basic Hell Let Loose. But you're in Vietnam. You start off, they can call in helicopters. You hop in the helicopter, they fly you over to the zone. You drop it. Dude, it's so good. It's so good. Now, the only thing about the Vietnam, Hell Let Loose Vietnam, is the fact that it's impossible to see shit in that game because there's so much foliage. Yeah, I couldn't stream the playtest. No NDA. Everybody had a watermark bouncing around their screen, so if you took a screenshot and share it, they'd know exactly who you were. But yeah. Oh my god, 40,000 hours in Arc. Dude, the most I had in Guild Wars was probably like 3,000 hours. 2,000 in 1 year, and that was a lot. 1,800 hours in Rust, that's crazy. Yeah, Angels, it's a weird fetish, man. It's a weird fetish. Yeah, Insurgency, the devs basically bungled a lot of things, but the game is foliage. I like foliage. Foliage. But yeah, my point is a 7-year-old game. I can still hop on and get into a match, and they're still making content for the game. Whereas games like Last Flag are already dead. 17 people playing this shit. That's crazy. Oh, we're up to 19. All right. Oh my god. But we gotta talk about Aphelion. Because this piece of shit, holy crap. I honestly regret paying to upgrade the extra $15 or $10, whatever it was, to Ultimate for Game Pass, and then taking 2.5 hours out of my night and streaming this game. The World War 11. Yes, it is different from the World War 11 one, 100%. And you loathe WoW. That's a lot of hours to put into a game that you loathe, man. That's crazy. I can't even imagine. All right, so this is from Gaming Trend, a review for Aphelion. Now, anybody who didn't play this game or hasn't seen this gameplay of this game, hey, what did we do on Saturday? I honestly can't even remember what we did. Oh, my daughter had a softball game. That's why. Okay. God. I knew I mowed the yard at some point on Saturday. I'm like, I know I didn't do yard work all day. What the hell else did I do with my day? So my daughter had a softball game. So softball that I was assistant coach for Saturday, and then the doubleheader I had to manage for my son's baseball team Sunday. And then I'm managing my daughter's softball game tomorrow. Yeah, that's what happened. Holy crap. Obama Simulator, yeah. Once was an incredible game, now it's The Sims of Pokemon. Oh my god. World War 11 was what's her face? Ilan Omar trying to read the abbreviation, the acronym for World War II, and she read it as World War 11. In case you missed that, Cage, that was a thing that actually did happen. Thank her for the help. I will. Dude, honestly, Joe Darkness, that was one of those ones that I thought was going to be more like Ex Voto, where I could enjoy enough of the cringe to get through it. I will never finish that game. I will never finish that game. Ever. It's so bad. And I know Wise Ass Duck was saying on Discord that the story is actually like really intricate and interesting if you can get into like the later part of the game. But the game is so unenjoyable and the voice acting is so terrible that I couldn't even care less. In space, can anyone find the plot? Year 2060, Earth will be uninhabitable. I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, it's pretty much they send a pair of ex-lovers, a white British guy and a black woman, to go look to start a new colony on the 9th planet Persephone in the in the solar system. And of course they crash and he gets injured and they're looking for each other the whole time. And it's awful. The game is truly awful. The hour you played was identical for the rest of the game. Yeah, fuck that. Gets better after the first 18 hours. Can somebody tell me who the... Yeah, I'm going to look this up. Let me look this up real quick because I'm curious. I know they did motion capture with the voice actress. Who is the voice actress? Voice actor Aphelion. If I could type, that'd be really awesome. Because I want to see how dirty they did this person. Vanessa Dolman. Okay, Vanessa Dolman. She is a French TV show host. Okay. They might not have really done her dirty, actually, to be fair. When she finds Tom's dead, it was actually a good scene. Kind of an odd-looking chick. So I guess... I mean, she doesn't... I mean, does she look like... She doesn't look like Obama. I don't think she looks like Obama. But kind of an odd-looking gal. I wouldn't say she's ugly, but definitely has a weird look to her. But yeah, I mean, in that case, yeah, they really did her dirty because holy crap, she looked terrible in this game. Like, really bad. She's slightly more feminine than in the game. Doesn't look like a guy, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, we've seen this before, where they take a character who's already a voice actor or an actress who's kind of like on the edge of being kind of that weird, uncanny valley, naturally, like their actual appearance in real life. And then they put them in a game and they make them look wretched. It's crazy. Yeah, not actress material, definitely not. I'd clap those cheeks. Oh my god. I mean, dude, honestly, that's the measuring stick. That is the measuring stick to use. I tell my wife all the time. If she asks how she looks and I go, I do you. I'm like, that's the way that you know, right? So, hey, Luxoplex, how you doing, buddy? It's man-lit, not man-child. I'm too old to be a man-child, but it's a man-lit. I'm okay with that. According to the game, she has no cheeks to clap. Yeah. She looks better with a full head of hair. Do they show her with a full head of hair in the game, though? The Outlaws chick is a fox. Oh, you're saying is this she looks exactly the same, just minus the hair? I don't know about that. I think, honestly, just the motion capture alone, the animation looks just wretched. It looks awful. And yeah, I mean, guys, for anybody who was here, they gave it a 45 out of 100. Pros, great acting. Holy shit. Okay. I can't have pretty women in games? Yeah. Who just said that there's actually a good scene? I think that was Wise Ass Duck said that. The game did not have great acting. Her acting was wretched in the game. I mean, the Thomas guy was, he was kind of so-so. Press F to doubt. Holy shit. That's crazy. Pros, great acting, awesome soundtrack. Not in the first 2.5 hours that we played. Cons, nothing happens in the story. Gameplay isn't engaging and requires unreasonable precision. Randomness can stop progression completely for long periods of time. Basically, it's a game that's not a game. The crazy part about this, and like I said in my video, I actually thought this was the whole Directive 80-20 game. So, McKinney, I think I saw a message before. Let me check and see real quick. Welcome in, buddy. I declare. Oh, I saw the message, but dude, I have been so busy. I'm not going to recap because everyone's going to be, like, sick and tired of me. Evacuate! Yes, the evacuating god that was sending me, guys. And honestly, I should have had the volume higher for you guys so you could have heard it in the game. when she first starts talking about like evaporate, it's so bad. 8020, I'm not gonna play because I'm not gonna purchase it, dude. I have no intention of purchasing this game at all. But it's going to be another one that just completely bombs. And I think, is this a PlayStation exclusive? It might be. If this isn't exclusive, 13 minutes of prologue gameplay, my god. I can't even imagine. I played the game of the weekend, I didn't notice. I played it on Friday night, I think. All right, Smeg with the 5. I'm going to give you another clip. Let me see. Wait. Hang on. Oh, you know, I gotta do it. Just to piss off the dude that was here previously complaining. We're gonna do this one. I'm cutting that one short, though. I can't take the whole 35 seconds of it. It's so bad. It is so bad. Oh my god, couldn't hear her speech when you streamed it at first, but then I heard it a half hour in and literally sounded like your impression sounded like someone just wired her mouth shut. That's what I'm saying, dude. No geek. Nobody can fix her. She's on her second allegedly gay husband. Nobody's fixing her, man. Why is she barking? Lugia, I have no idea. That clip I saw on Twitter, I don't know. I don't know. I saved it because I couldn't believe it was real. 8020 was on an Xbox show. Okay, then it's not. It's not an exclusive. You played the Boar Fest. I was there at the beginning, went out with friends, then came back. You still playing? Dude, and it didn't get any better. DB, you know, the thing about it is, if I am not enjoying a game, I can't fake it. I can't pretend, right? And at the first hour and a half, I could make fun of it. We were having a good time. And it's like, whatever. It's fine. It's shit, but it's fine. Yeah, I got to the point where I'm like, I have zero desire left. Ex Voto, I wanted to play. I wanted to beat it because I wanted to see if it got any worse. That game, couldn't do it. Just didn't care. This is the Directive 8020 game, though. Okay, so really quickly, guys, this one is part of what the Dark Anthology trilogy, I think they called it. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is.
I declare bankruptcy!
Take her to the pound and lever.
That harms me showing that. Hide.
Seriously, medieval lesbians scissoring with swords, yeah. Bark you, mate, that harms me showing that. Hide. All right, we'll make up for it.
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house. Or in the ring. No, in real life.
I promise that's the only time I'll play the Melanie Matt clip on the stream. It's all good. It means it stars black people. No, seriously. Isn't it called the Dark Anthology trilogy? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And the crazy thing is Luke Stevens 10 months ago put out a video saying I'm not sold on Directive 8020 after trying it. So this is, yeah, the Dark Pictures Saga. I don't know what the Dark Pictures Saga is. And thank you for the 2, Smeg. I appreciate you, buddy. Dark. No, in real life. Supermassive Games makes movie games like actual movie games. Well, and the thing about it is, too, it's not just that. It's, in the far-flung future of space, even evil computers have the logo of Ubisoft. A meteorite has done what now? Dark Pictures means alien isolation in space. Yeah, I'm in. Why not harness yourself to the ship? Hellraiser game. I haven't seen anything about that. So here's a little snippet from that original prologue trailer. Ooh, walking around in space. Oh my god. God, this is gonna be a bore fest. Holy shit. Now, I told you guys, this is the game that the casting director who worked with the casting director from The Witcher, she got the job as the main casting director for this game. So this is going to be another, like, diversity fest, okay? It's the reason why you're seeing a black lead actress in an astronaut sci-fi horror game.
I feel like I actually might fall over.
Please, don't do that.
Walking simulator, guys. Walking in space, man. Good times.
Close. Like boots on the ground, close.
We're blazing the trail, man. It all starts with us.
Well, it's taken long enough to get here.
Dude, that's just what they call them, man. They call them casting directors.
Live in the
It is what it
moment,
is.
Like me. Each day. One
Oh, that
step
was
at a
the first
time.
one. Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of that one.
You always find a way to see the bright side.
Mum taught me that.
White man, Indian chick, black woman. Oh my god, dude. This is crazy. All right. This is going to be insane.
Hello?
White guy is going to get it right here. Just, I bet you $10.
Hello?
Because I'm pretty sure you play the black chick the whole game. Oh yeah, I think the white guy gets it. I love that it says work in progress footage. This is from 10 months ago. The game releases in a week. Hey, Empress. God, not just walking, but walking really slowly. Gotta beat his ass. Indian chick's gonna beat him down.
Sims!
I'll skip to the end. She beats the shit out of him. Not too much, Empress. We were talking about games that are failing right now. Games like Marathon, Last Flag. Obviously, Aphelion, which I played 2.5 hours of the other night, and it was way too much. But it made me think of this Directive 8020 that comes out in a week. And it's going to be the exact same situation. A game nobody has any desire to play, right? It's just, it's so bad. You know, my buddy made me play that with him, couldn't get into it. Which one? Oh, Man of Medan? I don't know how to pronounce that. Was that a co-op game? I love how these women, or these devs think women can beat up men so easily. Well, it's because they're like, you know, alien possessed or some sort of virus or something, right? These aren't normal women anymore. Oh my god, it's down to 9 people. Holy crap. Now, okay, guys, let's be fair. Let's be fair. Aphelion is on Game Pass. You know, they've got hundreds of thousands of people on Game Pass. They've got millions of players, all that stuff, right? No, Empress, that was Directive 8020. All right? Directive 8020. So you walk really close to the unknown person with a metal bar in the hand, too dumb to live. Or the person that you recognize, but they're not acting like themselves. And of all the time that you're spending slowly walking up to them, you eventually just let them beat you down with a freaking wrench. Yeah. Yeah, they all start to look the same. Empress, I swear to God, I thought they were the same game. I truly did. Yeah, trillions of Game Pass players. We're just haters and grifters, right? Crackdown 3, with how bad it is, still have better numbers than this on Steam. Guys, there's probably more people playing Mind's Eye right now. Okay? Nope. No. I just proved myself wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god. I swear to God, I thought there was going to be more people playing Mind's Eye, and there's nobody here. Holy shit. Okay. All right. Here's the fun one. When I refresh this is going to go back up, but I pulled up Xvoto for context just to see how it was comparing. And when I pulled this up before the stream started, it said one person playing 6-hour peak. If I refresh this number will probably go up to 2. So I should probably screenshot it now, but it's probably going to go up to 2. Nope, still the same person. Oh my god. So once again, I think I have a tweet here. Let me see if I have it from... I'm pretty sure I had one that I found from... I don't think it's there. Damn it. Smash had the, like... the 4 like woke games that are complete dog shit. Kind of like, again, Empress, funny timing that you're here, Reloaded, because I think Reloaded's another one that has, yeah, Reloaded has 3 people in game, 24-hour peak of 4 people, 57 3 months ago. If you look at games like Bloom and Rage, Lost Records, I think you have to go Lost Records. Yeah, Bloom and Rage, here we go. Another one of these, like, you know, narrative-driven LGBT... First tag in the game, LGBTQ, you know, these movie games. A whopping 29 people playing it. Yeah. We checked Xvoto yesterday. It was 0, I think. Oh, my God. Dude, 0? That's cringe. That's cringe. That's rough. I'm like, guys, brain is mush. Words are no longer having meaning. So all the devs can't even be bothered leaving the game on at this point. Yeah. This one is made by the Aphelion devs. I know, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? So, talking about this, Lost Records, the freaking Life is Strange games that nobody liked because after the first couple games, they got really weird, really shitty. Then, of course, you've got, I guess, Remember Me was one that people liked back in the day. I've heard everyone talk about Remember Me as a really fun game. Hey, Rabnad. I'm not playing People of Note. I'm not doing it. I will play Fair Games if Fair Games ever comes out, but I will not play People of Note.
Well, at least they have more players than Concord.
Do they, though? Hang on, Smeg. Hang on. Let me see. Let me see if somebody still has Concord going. Nope, it's 0. It's 0. For a while, there was like a developer or two who still had it going. Makes me wonder about Highguard, because Highguard was the same situation. Yep, Highguard still has 3 players. People of Note, oh, Empress, it's bad. It's like, it's, if Expedition 33 and Dustborn had a baby. It's infinitely bad. And thank you for the 2, Smeg. Appreciate you, dude. That has to be a dev crying over it dying, pretty much. Yeah. Hey, but you know what? 3 players for a game that got pulled offline, that's pretty good. Had 5 people playing it. Guys, there were 5 devs playing this game together yesterday. That's pretty cool. Those devs cry playing the game? I think so. I think that's got to be what it is. But going back to, again, talking about this abomination of a game, you see Learning the Law here saying, DontNod Entertainment, how it started, Remember Me, versus how it ended with help of the government, Aphelion. And this is how it ends, not with a bang, but with a diverse whimper. Now, again, I don't even know if this character is really sexualized in the game. I've seen this image of her posed with, like, her butt kind of sticking out. It's not even, like, a very thick butt. It's just a character that, you know, looks feminine. And then you got this thing, this Michael Obama-looking thing here. It's just, it's terrifying, dude. It's terrible. 3 players isn't even enough to matchmake in a single game. That is true. That is true. Cake is cake. Yes, but not all cake is created equal. As we talked about earlier, different types of cake require different types of frosting. Oh, I'm not going to embellish on that, though. Never mind. We're not going to go there. Build a Rocket Boy is now self-publishing Mind's Eye. Wait, what? That Mind's Eye is now $35, already a massive improvement. Huh. Dude, I've kind of tuned out of the whole Mind's Eye conversation. So we're not going to talk about Saros right now, but in response to Vera Dark quote tweeting something Endymion said about Saros, I saw this from December. It says, "What's the matter? You can't handle Sony's peak writing and directing? Stay away from Aphelion then. I'm 1 hour into it, playing as Obama, constantly monologuing about how I wish my boyfriend could see the view, then dying because the ledge grabs don't work sometimes and resetting a checkpoint from 10 minutes ago. I'm so excited about it that I'm considering to join the European Space Administration." I mean, guys, this is literally our experience we had. I think, remember that one checkpoint where I had to keep restarting over the stupidest reasons? Like, I would go back to jump across, to the next little cliff that I had to hang off of, and it just wouldn't grab it for whatever reason. Oh yeah, I love Dez. I love Dez. Although I don't think I watched his last video. Mainly because I genuinely don't care about the mouse detective PI game. You all know that. Was talking Saros on SNH this weekend, and the game sounds like complete trash. So, dude, Avern, it was awful. It was so bad. I like my cake that's mostly made of muscle, not blubber. You can have a little bit of both. It's cake, but it's fruit cake. I'm not gonna lie. I can eat a little piece of fruit cake and actually enjoy it, but it has to be like fresh. It can't be like mass-produced shit. Talking about this, let's get over to this one here from, I don't know who this person is. This is translated from Spanish. These accounts seem to be popping up more and more. I block at least 10 African accounts on Twitter on a daily basis. And that's not even like a, oh, you hate black people thing. It's no, I hate slop coming out of Southeast Asia, Africa, Nigeria, Mozambique, all that shit. And that's all I see on my timeline anymore is accounts that basically are, I mean, dude, these accounts will have like a picture of like a $100 bill, like a US dollar bill in their background for like their profile header. And it'll be some account in Nigeria. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So come on. So yeah, they get blocked instantly. I have a weird hunch Mind's Eye might bounce back from what I'm looking at right now. Dude, there's no bouncing back from this. Where are we? They got 6 players. And think about it, only 2,000 reviews, 3,300 players peak. Let's assume that means that 200,000 people bought the game. Because you know that the majority don't review a game. Does 1% even leave a review? Maybe 2%? I can't see that, man. I don't know. Nigeria has so many scammers. Basically, it's a carrier there. Yeah. It's always some unfortunate soul from Africa. Dude, it's the ones especially who act like they're American, and then you look at their location now and they're not from the US, and you go, yeah, you can get fucked. So it says, DontNod's latest game, the creators of Life is Strange and Vampire, among others. I want to say Vampire, but I never played the game, so I don't know how it's pronounced. Was released on April 28th and didn't even reach 250 simultaneous players in its debut. Yes, my game of the year, ex voto, kicked its ass. The reviews are mixed on Steam, and it seems they didn't manage to sell even 3,000 copies on Valve's platform. It also launched in Game Pass, but this doesn't seem to have helped the game's sales in the slightest. DontNod was already dealing with financial problems, and this release would appear to be another nail in the coffin. You guys remember I talked about it in my video. DontNod had to lay off a bunch of people back in 2024, I think it was, because a couple of their games just did not move the needle. They had one that was like called Banished or something, I think it was, or I don't know, something where you like banish demons or some shit. But it was once again like a white dude and a black chick. Oh, no worries, Empress, no worries. It's all good. A career there, yeah. No, it actually is. It's how they made their money. It is a career there. 100% it is.
Bankruptcy!
Off topic.
Oh my God.
Morsky made the joke about Ilhan Omar. If we did have WWII, she have said World War 111. Also, her name starts with 11.
Dude, isn't that ironic? That literally, I just can't even. Oh my God, these people. And these people get elected. I will say, ironic that what's-his-face, Spooky Kitty, came in the chat complaining about Chuds and the orange pedo and all that. And it's like, dude, you could like, if you have any evidence on Trump and that he did anything like with Epstein, dude, firing squad, you know, like I'm all for that. I literally 100%. And I've been very unhappy with Trump, like very unhappy. I've had long conversations about it. But these people, they all tend to they think that we're all the same, right? But it's like the reality is, even people you dislike, even people that have issues, like Trump, things that I have issues with, once in a while they'll say something funny, and you got to give credit where credit is due. And so, like earlier today, I think I was watching Asmongold, and he got a quote from Trump talking about how basically Somalia is a shithole, and Ilhan Omar came here from a shithole, and she wants to turn America into a shithole. And that's basically like the long and the short of it. But it's like, yeah, you know, it's true. You might not like the guy for a variety of reasons, but that doesn't mean that it's not true, you know? One day this diversity thing will pay off. I can just feel it. DontNod. Hey, This Life. What's up over there on Rumble? Notice they say nothing about Bill Gates, i.e. confirm people who've done terrible shit. That's always the way it goes too, man. And like I said, you have evidence on Trump. You got evidence on anybody who did anything horrible. I'm right there with you. Lock them all up, throw away the key, you know? Never cared about politics until they made my video games lame and stupid, you know? You're still waiting? Rumble's less gay than Twitch. I mean, dude, that's not saying much, all right? Oh my God. I mean, hell, freaking Milo Yiannopoulos is less gay than Twitch. Okay, hang on. Reviews are mixed on Steam. Seems they didn't manage to sell even 3,000 copies on Valve's platform. That's crazy. So I was mentioning this because it's on Game Pass, and that's how we played Aphelion, right? We played it through Game Pass. I want to look real quick here. I want to pull this up. Most people can argue both sides and or come to an agreement. The progs can't even engage with the other side, let them come to an agreement. Well, and it's weird that they think that anybody who might have voted a certain way all agrees on everything. Like, no, come on, dude. Be for real. I disagree with tons of people who I might vote with. It doesn't matter. It's like, give me a break, man. A lot of us didn't care. They activated a lot of people who were neutral. That's exactly it. It's 100%. I mean, This Life, I'm right there with you. Okay, I can't get past Milo. I mean, look, Milo Yiannopoulos is kind of funny, but like beyond that, it's like that dude pretending he's not gay now. It's like, that's no. All right, I need to see this in stores. What I'm looking for. All right, so Aphelion on Game Pass. Where are the reviews scores here? 68 total reviews for a whopping score of a 2. So trying to make the argument that either people are playing it on console, that they're buying it on, PlayStation and Xbox or whatever, it's only got 68 reviews on Xbox and it's got a whopping score of like a 2. Like, give me a break, man. Kanyo, 2.3 hours was way too long. I mean, I think there's nuance to that dislife, but where the Helen of Detroit invaded again, yeah. 16% on Chivos, so you need to go back and play more. Dude, no. I don't care. I don't care about achievements on games. I don't care. I am not an achievement hunter on games. Okay, I've completed a whopping like 24% of games that I even have on Steam. Is Milo straight now? I think Milo tries to project... Well, here's the thing. I think he claims to be celibate. I don't think he actually claims to be straight. So it's like, if you're a gay person but you don't act on your homosexual urges, are you straight? No, you're just celibate. I don't know. Dude, occasionally Milo Yiannopoulos comes across my timeline and it's some dirt on somebody, and it could be funny or it could be completely whatever. I don't base anything on life on whether or not Milo is straight or gay. I mean, come on, there's no way to know. So we're not going to watch this whole Asmongold video because honestly, we've already covered all this stuff about this, but I did find it funny. I saw Smash point this out, but actually, yeah, you guys were right. The video that I had that came out a couple days ago, it actually did well enough that it trended on the timeline on YouTube. So you got Smash's video there, PlayStation's actual launch trailer, and then my video there. So I'll take that as a win. That's actually pretty decent for me. Doesn't always get trending, and it is now, so that's cool. But yeah, talking about failure, we got to talk about Ubisoft. Got to talk about Assassin's Creed, because I had not even heard about this. Milo's got the dirt on all the performative rightoids. That is true. Exactly. But Smeg, I don't even think he's using religion as a shield, because I don't think that anybody truly thinks he's even religious, right? So Cage, I don't know. Well, Dislife, I mean, look, do I agree with a lot of that? No, I don't. Let's not get into it's too complex a topic to get into, What I would wish is that we could have separation of church and state for real when it comes to things like marriage, and say, hey, marriage is entirely done by the church and everything else is run by the government, and the government can't tell some pastor if they have to marry two people of the same gender or not. That'd be nice. They're all gay and he slept with them. Who are we talking about? All the rightoids? Yeah, because he knows all the ones that are in the closet. That's exactly what it is. You're right, because he's been around a while. I don't know where Milo started. I have no idea. No clue. I know that he was around back in 2014, original Gamergate times, but I don't know where he cut his teeth, how he got famous, whatever. You're trending, you're getting new subs. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I saw that the video did well, and I was like, well, it's going to be a few days before I put out a new video. So if that one does well, it'll have to hold over, because honestly, guys, like I told you, life is going to be insane for a while. It's going to be pretty crazy. He started off at Breitbart? That's nuts. Whole point. Do you think Jer and Mac believe? Do I think Jeremy is an actual Bible believing Christian person? No, I don't. And that's just saying objectively looking at him as a person. Do I think somewhere under all of Melanie Mac's performative weird religious skin suit, calling people the bundle of sticks word, that she's a Christian? It's possible. I'm not here to judge whether she's a Christian or not. What I will say, and I'll say it again, I've said it before many times, is she does a really shitty job of acting like she has a religious skin suit, and it's not appealing to look at or listen to. I mean, she's probably the most unappealing person to ever have to listen to, let's be honest. I mean, there are people that have weird speech patterns, weird ways of, articulating, bad accents, lisps, whatever. You're right, that people are weird. We have a wide variety of impediments when it comes to speech. But Melanie Mac might be the least enjoyable person to listen to in the actual commentary space that I've ever heard. It's so bad. Ubisoft was great back in the PS1 days. Yeah. Breitbart, most of the neoridoid sphere is straight out of Israel. It's really funny. I was trying to explain something to my son. I'm like, without going into too many like sordid details and talking about this, I tried to explain like the whole why people think Epstein was an Israeli plant. And again, I don't have definitive proof of that about that, but it makes sense if he was, because again, collecting dirt on people and all that. It's just, man, the whole world sucks. The whole world just freaking sucks. I hate things sometimes. Like, I wish life was simpler. I really do. I'd sooner believe her ex-husband turned gay because of her than she's a Christian. I mean, that two things can be true, man, right? He worked for all of them. I mean, I also believe that's true. I 100% believe that's true, yeah. I don't think it was just one country that he was working with either. Oh, yeah, no, Smeg, I know. My point is simply that I personally don't care whether she is or isn't, because the religious skin suit that she wears is as unappealing as it gets. So whether she truly is deep down a religious person or not, she's doing a really fucked up job of portraying herself as an authentic, like, Bible-believing person. That's more what it is. So, Milo was peaking during... That's what I said. I think he peaked during Gamergate, but I'm not quite sure why. So, all right. I wouldn't be surprised either. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, it would not shock me one bit. I'm one of these people that I do notice trends and patterns. I may not have like a hyperfixation on one specific country, but I do see the shit, guys. I do see the dirt. I do notice a lot of things. There's some crazy shit out there. All right. Insider Gaming says Assassin's Creed Invictus playtest leaks say the game is awful. I had never even heard about this. You hear her commentary from today? I didn't, dude. Guys, I'm not kidding. So Elgon, without going through like my entire last 72 hours, of which I couldn't remember what I did on Saturday, I'm very busy right now with work and my kids' sports. And so I was like busting my ass all day long. I put on my headphones today. I was listening to Sabaton and some Swedish metal bands I can't even pronounce the name of. And I was just busting my ass at work today. So I didn't read or listen to too much of like individual things from the quartering and from Melanie Mac. I did catch the beginning of his stream this morning and technical difficulties and shit. And it's like, dude, come on, get it together. You've had like a week off from live streaming. Get it together. So Hex sounds like, I don't know. Hex is one of those ones that they might be having issues with. No, it's Ella. Let me look up the name. It's Ella. It's one of my favorite ones, but for the life of me, I can never remember how to pronounce the name, dude. Eluviti? I'll type it out for you. I speak German. I don't speak anything Scandinavian. That's the one that I really dig. But then there's like, the Swedish metal bands that are more American sounding, like freaking... Who we got here? Well, then you got Volbeat, they're Danish. That doesn't count. Eclipse, I think is the name of the band. There's a bunch, guys. Eluvetti? I don't know. I looked it up once and I can't remember. Oranzi Paz. No, it's not one that's ringing any bells. Pazuzu? Okay, I'll check them out. Lead singer is the Swedish Chef. The Jürgen Flüger. Yeah, I don't know what's currently going on with Hex, guys. I have no idea. Ella Purnell's awesome. Yeah, I love Sabaton. Sabaton's good, man. Good shit. When I need to like really get myself focused in on something, their most recent album actually has a lot of good songs on it. So when I really need to like focus in, like either I'm trying to work out or get something done, like driving real fast and shit. Their I Emperor one, the one about Napoleon, Shortman Syndrome kicking in, dude. Oh yeah. I actually was supposed to see Five Finger Death Punch in concert. They came with Shinedown back in 2016, 2017, whenever I went and saw them. Concert was amazing. 6 a.m. opened for them. Shinedown was incredible. And then my babysitter was having a meltdown and I had to leave before Five Finger Death Punch. Same thing happened when I went and saw Breaking Benjamin and Disturbed. I had to leave before Disturbed came out. And then I said Breaking Benjamin again a couple years later, but no, I haven't seen Disturbed. You loathe Five Finger Death Punch? I like some of their music, dude. I like some of it. We haven't got to Fleek's new video. I'm dragging my feet, dude. Check out Alien Weaponry. I think I've heard of that one. But yes, Ella Purnell, I love her eyes. I know some people think it's weird. My wife and I both agree she's actually really pretty. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of odd. So talking about this leaked playtest, we're gonna play Fleekazoid's video about Ubisoft in general, and then we'll get back to the article from Insider Gaming about the leaked playtest being horrible, Ran. I saw Disturbed open up for Stone Temple Pilots in like 2001. So that was before David Draymond spent his entire life complaining about anti-Semitism, which sucks because like I really like Disturbed. And I don't even care that he's Jewish. It's not about like, hey, you can be Jewish. That's great. Fine, whatever. It's that he spends so much time freaking out and screeching about anti-Semitism. Like, dude, come on. Godsmack I've never seen, but I listened to a lot of Godsmack back in the day. All right. Yeah, it's annoying, man. Like, I get it. You're Jewish. Fine, whatever, dude. But like, can you stop screeching about anti-Semitism for 5 minutes? Like, can you not? You haven't seen it? I'm a Bjork enjoyer. Bjork? No. Hang on. Oh, we got to go main display. Main display. Here we go. We got to give Fleek his due. Give him the entire screen. I don't even know if I can use that word on YouTube, Elgon. I'm not sure what that means. Does sound a bit like Godsmack in my honest opinion, but they sing in Maori. What? Guano Apes, German band. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. There's a few of those German bands like Rammstein that I just don't quite get. I mean, Rammstein is like super freaking gay and shit. I don't know, not gay like they're your music's gay, but like I've seen some shit in their music videos. I'm like, okay, I'm good. All right. This is from Fleekazoid. This video is entitled "There's No Hope for Ubisoft." It's already doing numbers on YouTube here. There's some Bjork tunes that ain't bad. Got that dark, creepy vibe that I kind of dig. Guys, here's the thing. The reason I like the LOV... I can't pronounce it again. That Swedish band that I mentioned is it's got that Nordic, Celtic sound to it mixed with like the beautiful like soprano females. And then, of course, you got like, you know, the throat, you know, the male singing. Rammstein's godly. Yeah. I'd have to really listen to like some of their old stuff to really form an opinion on them. I had a friend in New Zealand I played like Guild Wars with, and she'd send me like Rammstein music videos. I'm like, so it's porn. Oh my god. Why is the cake censored with Tung Sahur? Why do you know who Tung Sahur is? Explain that to me. Aren't we all too old to know what is it? The Italian brain rot guys? Like, we shouldn't know the name of these people. I know it because my kids, unfortunately, know the Italian brain rot. All right, gonna play Fleek's new video. Here we go.
YouTube won't let me swear for the first 15 seconds, so instead I'm showing you how a baby ship is born.
I don't know why she sent it.
I don't know what I was expecting. After years of making the worst additions to my favorite series, Ubisoft did the impossible. That's right, they didn't completely fuck it all up. Now, I can see the future, but not even I thought they'd actually stop making RPGs. That was the single most important thing for this game to be a success, and you can tell it was hard for him. Look at this guy. This guy was almost in tears the whole string.
That is a really weird face. Very unfortunate face. I am the brain rot. Ich tu der Weh is still my #1 Rammstein song, and if you knew their background and design fire techniques, there's no better band. Watch Fleek agree with me that they'll force gay shit in the Black Flag remake. Well, I'm still surprised that they had, what's her face? Anne Bonny, or whatever her name was, that the female pirate, and she was white in this game and then black in Skull and Bones. That's a crazy one.
Guys, how did you pull this off? Did you vote on it while all the executives were out sunning their taints?
That we did.
This is devastating news to the psychos who enjoyed the last 5 mistakes Ubisoft released. Unfortunately, Ubisoft has finally failed hard enough that they don't have to listen to those fucking yippee! Those stupid yippee! That like taking yippee! Up the yippee! They have to go back to what works. One might even say there's no hope for you guys, and it's time to give up. You see what I did there? Huh? Paul, what do you think of that joke?
So, Matt,
Love it, Paul. Don't worry, the good news is your favorite part of the game will still be in Black Flag.
Oh, I know
cash.
Duhast. You can't stand
would
him?
never miss a chance to milk the fuck out of this IP. Just look at Conan Exiles, or Path of Exile, or any other game in the Exile-like genre. But the reality is...
Exile, like, please, let's not do that. Never played an Assassin's Creed. I just want another Metal Gear or Splinter Cell. So here's the thing. I haven't played Assassin's Creed 1 or 2 since the first time I played them way, way back when, right? I can't tell you, oh, go back and play Assassin's Creed now. It's just as good as it was when it came out. I don't know that it was. But for what they were really good games, right? Assassin's Creed, the entire Ezio trilogy, I like Brotherhood the best, but the entire trilogy was great. Again, would it hold up? Probably. I'd say the Ezio trilogy would probably hold up. It was fucking amazing when it released. Yeah, exactly.
Even milking the shit out of this game is not going to stop it from being successful, because that's just how low the bar was. This is like getting the free space.
Unity's where I
bingo.
quit. I got so bored with that
If you somehow
game.
messed this up, which, let's be honest, was seeming real possible, don't think I haven't seen the dumb shit you're doing to the Far Cry show.
Oh,
then
yeah,
there
that's
was never
crazy.
going to be a comeback of any kind. Now, while this doesn't solve all their problems, it doesn't have to. Ubisoft just needed a single win this year after failing for so long. And even with an almost guaranteed success, they barely made it happen. Don't forget the other 3 games that had to die so that this remake could live. Which, I mean...
What were the other 3? He had the Splinter Cell one. You got... Oh, the Prince of Persia remake and 5 other games. Yeah, that's right. There's a bunch of games they canceled. Unity was so boring, dude. Unity, a lot of people talk about how great the parkour was. People talk about how, like, the architecture... And the architecture was cool. I mean, what was it, 1700s Paris, France. It was pretty amazing, the amount of like detail into the architecture. The story was boring as shit, man. The story bored the crap out of me in that one. Unity was where I was like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Prince Persia in itself is 3 games. Yeah, that's true. But were they going to remake all of them?
Die so that this remake could live. Which, I mean, hey, nothing of value lost. Those other games suck. My
I've never touched
nostalgia is
GTA,
better
so...
than yours, Dan and Boo, but no, don't complain, it's too late. As you can see, I've already depicted myself as the Chad, and you as the Soy Wojak. Chudmate check, you son of a bitch. But let that paint the picture of what a thread Ubisoft is hanging on to here. By the way, it's great that all you guys suddenly want to agree that the RPG mechanics are shit, because for years, I've been waving on that wall of stupid... Yippee! Any complaint beyond RPG mechanics is pointless. People will hunt you down if you dare to badmouth this remake. Have you seen Twitter? Shit's hilarious. I saw a man torn limb from limb for pointing out that the lighting seemed a little bit off. Another guy said it ran poorly. Well, he should have ran faster. Meanwhile, Ubisoft brought 10 people in to say how great the game is, and I was more than happy to show up without an invite.
Black Flag is my favorite game.
they were very open as a dev team to take the criticism.
These people can't even say criticism. Not a single one of these people have played the game, except maybe...
I haven't even seen this video. That's crazy. Jared's done a Fleek video. Oh my god. Never seen a generation so many fucking remakes of a game that only came out of a generation. Dude, it is the weirdest thing. Like, okay, I talked about this before. As somebody who grew up a Nintendo fanboy, I'm like, man, I really want an Ocarina of Time remake. It's been 35 years. It would have been the perfect time, 5 years ago, 30th anniversary of Legend of Zelda. Like, come on, give us the Ocarina of Time remake, right? But then it's like, it didn't happen. And honestly, looking back, I'm like, I probably wouldn't even want to play it now if it came out. So they literally can't say criticism is poetic. Exactly.
That guy. To cut their rambling short, all they say is, we're being faithful to the original intent of the game. Which is a funny way to say we wanted to give those whores that 1,000-pound stare. I said, damn, girl, you putting...
I mean, I'm going to be, like, call me crazy. I think that they look better as horse in this version of the game than the original. Where was the original at? Did he not have it? Hang on.
To cut their rambling short, all they say is, we're being faithful to the original intent of the game. Which is a funny way to say we wanted to give...
Okay, so there's the original hookers, right? I mean, if you go... They don't need to be hideous, obviously it's a video game. There can be a little bit of fantasy in there. I I kind of think that they look better fatter. I don't know, not like hotter, obviously, but just like
those
they look like hookers.
That 1,000-pound stare. I said, damn, girl, you putting whipped cream on them
Yeah,
sausages?
Serrano, everybody always says that. I'm talking about an official, full Ocarina of Time remake. Man, not a mobile handheld, not an emulator, not a fan-made thing. No, I'm not saying that they're hotter, fatter. I'm saying is they look more like... Dude, go back and watch most movies that were made like even 20 or 30 years ago that show like, you know, wenches and barmaids and shit. They're all chunky, man. None of them were skinny. They got passed around. They had diseases and shit. They would look a little bit more hefty, man.
Understand technical limitations are a thing, especially with today's tech being so bad. Modern day Anvil is, and I say this with all due respect, a dog shit engine that's pumped out the worst games of the entire series.
I'm not gonna buy the game anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's actually fun and playable.
I have zero desire to buy this.
I get that. But did you have to make these distinguished hoes salad dodgers, Jean? Nice cue, by the way.
And it was very compelling to me to see other people like...
Oh, he has a French accent for sure. Oui, oui. Yeah, most men wanted a thick broad to climb up on her. I just think it makes more sense. I don't know. Rather a hot black chick than a fat white woman. But then you got to figure out the definition of hot, right? Everyone's got a different definition of, especially when it comes to like, well, I'm not going to touch that one. I'm not going to go there. Yes, A. Vernum, I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, it is a pirate game after all, right? You're struggling, Smeg? Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Wow, no, but the queue. Wow. But now the queue. I want to hear about the queue. Wow. Great stuff, Pierre. You love to hear it. I've also heard people saying how great it is to bring Black Flag up to industry standards. Industry standards. By industry standards, do you mean let's have every game play the same, look the same, and suck the same? Is it the industry standard to make the game more boring by removing one of the coolest mechanics? And of course, by that I mean her upper lip. Perhaps it was the original intent for this game to not be fun. Perrier, tell me, why is it that every time we increase the graphics, we end up losing half the gameplay mechanics?
We're already part of the game, the original.
Well, I'm just talking about like the original design would look more like, you know, let's just say like a model or somebody who had the ability to take care of themselves. Look, you were not a whore back in the 1700s because you had the means and the money to take care of yourself and to be healthy and eat the best food and have all this. No, you would have been a chonker. You know?
That is a fantastic point for someone who understands what the fuck you're saying. Paul, your thoughts?
Absolutely.
Great stuff, Paul. The funniest part about all this...
Skinny ones break the immersion of the time period a bit for me. I don't... I'll interpret that as catering to modernity. Yeah, I don't see that particular thing as a problem for me. But yeah, I mean, we're also talking about the fact that Assassin's Creed, the part of the reason for like a lot of the controversy with Assassin's Creed Shadows is that fine blend of where does the inspired by history and historical accuracy actually meet and where does it end, right? Because again, you want to be like, oh, well, you could play these games and learn all about history, but we're going to turn everything on its head and nothing's going to be historically accurate, right? So in doing that, you can make characters that a game where you have no fat characters at all. I mean, if you go back and play the original Assassin's Creeds, I don't know if you actually encounter a single fat person, but going back to like what, 1200s, 1300s, Middle East, there weren't going to be a bunch of 400-pounders walking around. There weren't any chonkers, you know? California, Florida protests. Wait, what? Joy the bench people not taking themselves seriously. Oh yeah, dude, for real. Let me see here. Oh, you're talking about a new Arma game? Interesting. I don't know, dude. I haven't played anything since Arma 3, and I played it for like a couple hours. That's about my like level of experience with Arma. Reforger is Arma 3.5. New band, California, Florida line. Oh my god. Please don't make me think about Florida, Georgia line. Holy shit. The bastardization of country music.
This is what a turnaround in perception Ubisoft has gotten. After actively screwing fans over for the better part of a decade, now everyone is rooting for him again. Now even if the cash shop is there with the time savers and cosmetics and $20 pay-to-win items, they're gonna get a free pass. So you know what? I say fuck it. Go ham, Ubisoft. Go get yours, you snail suckers. I want to see 2B blasting Frenchies with a flintlock. Bring in the purple laser cannons. Get Dallas robbing the founding fathers. I want DLC to make Bonnet even fatter, look bigger. Just by not doing an RPG, you've already unlocked the key to success. It goes to show that more people hated the RPG mechanic than they did the original.
There's nothing wrong with that,
combat.
Abram. I get that.
Mashing. Ah, yes. Thank you for fixing it now so that we're not button mashing, we're mashing buttons instead. Truly, the R1 button is superior to the X button. Ain't that right, Todd? Oh, wait, no, not you. Ain't that right, y'all? Now, without saying merging...
Wise S Duck claims to have been meta dev and been given intel. Personally, I think you're a fibbing duck. No, I would trust him, actually. I've known him for a while. I would say that that's probably
We
pretty
did got Ocarina of Time
solid
remake.
information.
It's on the 3DS.
Yeah, stop it with the 3DS thing, man. I'm not playing the 3DS. I don't do handheld games. Appreciate you for the 2, though, with Lugia. Guys, my original Game Boy was the only handheld I've ever owned besides, like, the little individual, like, my Castlevania, like, Simon's Quest handheld game. Or if you want to call the Nintendo Switch, like, a handheld because it can go mobile. That's it, guys. I don't do mobile gaming. Angry Birds. I had Angry Birds on my phone 13 years ago when my wife was delivering our first son. That's it. The duck has virtues, yes. He is a virtuous duck. You can play it on PC. Yeah, but hey, Vernon, you gotta remember, man, I'm kind of a boomer when it comes to that. I play Clash Royale when I poop. Doesn't do handheld games. Sounds like your wife. Oh my god. Play the Minish. I never had the Minish Cap. Dude, honestly, like, as much as I liked the remake of Link's Awakening, I still prefer the original. I don't know, that black and white, black and gray pixel game, it just had so much more soul than the remake, and the remake was good. Joystick in public. Hey now. Don't be outing me here, dude.
Two fantasies. Tell me why.
Besides, that's only when I identify as a woman in the women's bathroom, so you can't do anything about it.
You did this to the combat.
But the other challenges we were facing was to merge actually 2 fantasies.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I wasn't listening. More importantly, we got to address the elephant in the room.
Oh yeah. Who got the Steam controller? The Switch is too small for my hands. Good thing I'm short, dude. The Switch is too small for my hands too. So when I was actually first got my kid the Switch, when they first, like a year or two after they came out, he was probably like, I want to say 5 or 6 years old. It's been how long ago did the first Switch system come out? I had to buy a little handle case thing to pop it into to make the grips bigger, because when I tried playing it like this, like holding it like it was intended, my god, I could only do it for like 10 minutes. Try to pick it up at a later date. You guys see that somebody was selling those things for like $230? Absolutely insane.
Is it true that you removed the modern segments that forced me to hear French against my
2017?
will? You're one of the good ones, y'all! It's almost enough to make me forget the last 10 years of grindy Souls-like cash grabs you've been shoving down our throats. The shanties may sound like they're sung by pansies, but that's okay. The takedown system sounds like it's been bolted on, but that's okay. The mini-map is gone, the skill wheels are here, and you're using the same goddamn Sparta kick again, but say it with me now. That's okay. Listen, I know you guys really need this win, all right? I'm not gonna take that from you. Personally, I've got so many other games to play that it doesn't even matter to me. Like, nah, you know what? Fuck it, this looks great. Paul, I know you've talked a lot today, but I'd love if you could just send us off with a few final words. The cup is coming this month, pimps, and I got some news.
Oh my god, he made them into cubes. Dude, the Gabe Cube thing might be the funniest meme that's originated out of the entire Steam Machine thing. The Gabe Cube has been pretty funny to look at. Calling you a flag? Why are you calling me a flag? Want to get a new Steam controller, but I never buy first-gen hardware. Always comes with issues. Dude, everything comes with issues, man. Launched March 3rd, 2017. That's crazy, man. Dude, I loved my GameCube. GameCube was awesome. Yeah, I'm not buying that. I want it. I don't need it in my life. I'm near Seattle. That could explain it. Hey now, man. Hey now. That's not fair. That's not fair. Bro, don't be doing that to me. That's mean. I try my hardest to avoid going to Seattle as much as possible. And, you know, because I have to go there for like a Mariners game, that's the one exception I'll make. Other than that, I try to drive past Seattle as much as possible. Never stop. Never, ever, 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 ever stop at Seattle. It's awful. I don't come with issues. I come with tissues. Lucia, I'm going to say it depends on the price, man. I think it depends on the price. Also, consider this. As somebody who is not a console warrior, as somebody who's never owned a PlayStation, as somebody who has shit on Sony for their bad consumer practices and I have zero desire to ever buy a PS5 or any other Sony system ever, I'm not going to rule out the possibility that the PlayStation 5 might be a better option than the Steam machine. Did you guys see that they've got Linux working on the PS5? I saw a Fratanga video about it. Apparently, the PS5, they now have Linux running on it where you can actually access Steam through the PS5. Which, theoretically speaking, if you already have a PS5 and you don't want to have to get the Steam machine and you don't have the funds to get started like PC gaming, might be the option, right? Working and viable is not the same. True. I'm not going to steal it. That's all DB, man. I'll let him keep that one. Like I said, I'm not over here telling people, hey, this is absolutely going to work. I don't know shit about how this works on the PS5. All I'm saying is there might be other options, you know? Right, how long before Sony? Or, I mean, he brought up in his video, Fratanga said, yeah, Sony might also try to sue them, but good luck with that because, you know, you have to crack it, though. Right, but doesn't cracking it just invalidate your warranty? I mean, technically, as long as you're not pirating software or, you know, any of the things that they have legal jurisdiction over, can't you just open your system and just avoid your warranty and do whatever the hell you want to with it? Worst case, you gotta play it offline. My PS3 is a Linux machine for emulation. Reloaded it years ago and it plays games all the way to PS2 generation. Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, it depends on what Valve settles on for the Steam machine price. I would 100%. I think it's going to depend on what the cost and how much, like, what's the availability. Like, okay, so Steam machine, $900, $1,000. Okay, that's cheaper, sure, than starting from scratch with a gaming PC. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Limitations, you know? There's a lot of variables you got to weigh. If you're willing to mod it and keep it offline, you can get away with anything. I mean, that is pretty true. That is pretty true, yeah. I was thinking about changing his the DRM PS5. Yeah. Probably won't be that cheap. And you also have to think about the availability is going to cause the price to go up because of the fact that all the scalpers are going to get them. And then, you know, good luck finding one. It's kind of, dude, the controller sold out today within minutes, seconds probably. And, you know, of course, now you can see people selling them for like $200 or $300 on eBay or some shit. It's one of those things, you know? Looking at for $1,200 base, probably somewhere around there. I don't think Steam games will run better on a PS, no matter how much of a wizard the guys who made it work are. Well, okay, so Avernum, I would recommend that you at least go take a look at some of the information that Fratanga put in his video. They have the specs from, I think it was from, Digital Foundry, it might have been. I can't remember. It's pretty much in some situations, it's not as running as well as, you know, a PS5. And in other situations, it's running better than a PS5 would. That's just, it's, you know, variables. Controller was available for at least an hour. I got mine with that issue. What are they charging for the controller? I mean, you know, Seattle wasn't that bad back when I was a kid either. And I'm talking like post 90s. Let's say like when I was late teens, early 20s. If we had to go to Seattle for work and I had to like walk from a building to a parking garage or, you know, whatever, a few blocks away, I never felt that, you know, unsafe in Seattle up until like the last 10 to 15 years. $99 pre-tax for Tenga and Digital Foundry. Hey, Fritz, all right. He just kind of likes to milk you know, Nintendo and stuff as much as he can. Roughly 1.5 thousand for us Aussies for a PS6. Yeah, it's terrible, dude. It's terrible now. It's, yeah, Elgon, it's awful now. It's crazy. Like, I mean, I can't even imagine a world in which, first off, I probably couldn't afford to live in Seattle. And secondly, I can't imagine a world in where I could put my kids in that situation, dude. It's insane. That is true. Oregon, you've got the no sales tax thing going for you, dude. West Seattle too, oof. Is that like West Hollywood? West Hollywood's where all the gay dudes are. Okay, Assassin's Creed Invictus playtest leak says the game is awful. So you're not directly in the... Okay, so you're kind of avoiding that. Gotcha. Keep seeing YouTube titles about Seattle's socialist mayor baffled that Starbucks is leaving. Dude, you gotta remember, freaking Seattle politics, Washington politics, it's so fucked up, dude. I'm a block away from Tenderloin, San Francisco. I went to West Hollywood in my late teens. I had to have been like maybe 17 or 18 at the time to visit my dad. After my parents broke up, he moved down there and got remarried. And we went to like Saddle Ranch, I think was the restaurant where they have like the Mechanical Bull over there in West Hollywood. And everybody looked like they were auditioning for like an acting role or whatever. All the waiters and waitresses were like jacked or good looking or hot or whatever. And then you go outside and it's nothing but like gay dudes and stuff. You go, okay, gotcha. Seattle barista is a worldwide term now. Worked in the financial district close to the Embarcadero. It's like third world. Yeah, exactly. East of the Cascade. No, I'm Puget Sound. I don't give out my exact area, but I'm within an hour's drive of Seattle. We'll say that. Just enough where technically I am still living in a blue state, but you know, the people around me aren't too terrible, not too crazy. O'Farrell and Jones. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. All right, so it says a new leak claims that recent Assassin's Creed Invictus playtesters have said the game is awful. It's awful. That's according to Jonathan, ex-Jonathan, who claimed there was a recent playtest of the game on April 30th, with which Insider Gaming can independently verify. According to ex-Jonathan, he was told the game is fucking awful and could be delayed from its intended 2026 release or even canceled. Is Invictus really that bad? Insider Gaming has reported on Invictus development over the past couple of years, and we've been in communication with both the developers at Ubisoft and playtesters throughout the game's development. While we've heard the game is perhaps in a state you wouldn't expect from a... Oh my god, yes you would. You would expect it from a multiplayer project that's been many years in development. Look at all these other games that are coming out, guys. Come on. We've also heard that it does have some potential, and seemingly Ubisoft thinks so too. Oh, well, there you go. Assassin's Creed X Fall Guys has been thrown around a lot to describe the project throughout its development. And although the game has some Fall Guys elements in the sense that it's a knockout round-based game, it does not look like Fall Guys. Oh my god. Who's asking those questions? That's creepy. In the actual article, I don't know which questions you're talking about, Lucia. No, Hex and Invictus are two different games. They are two different games. I live in a red state in the Midwest. The only problem is our Republican leadership is fairly greedy. I mean, dude, that's just politicians, man. That's just politicians. Close enough to DSP and Power Software to be nervous, but not close enough to think about moving away. Exactly. A Vernum, you nailed it. No, I can't say anything else. I can't. Yeah, DSP's up there in like Renton area, right? So he's not a far drive from Seattle. I hate that I know where that man lives. Like I've never Googled his address. I know he's been doxxed, but it's like I'm sad that I know where he lives roughly. I often think I ought to try to find him at a Costco. Oh man, dude, if you knew where I lived, you'd find me at Costco a couple times a week. Can't walk that far during my lunch break, but I try to stay away from it. I used to go to school near the Civic Center. I work for a company he often complains about. Oh my god. Amazon? Oh, Vosh at SakuraCon? Oh my god. Barf. Yuck. Oh god. I'm so sorry, man. I am so sorry. That is awful. All right. So yes, they're describing this as Assassin's Creed meets Fall Guys. It says Ubisoft itself mentioned this in a blog post earlier this year, saying the game isn't quite what the rumors have suggested. In fact, the game looks like an Assassin's Creed game where players select one of their favorite characters to battle it out in areas placed in iconic Assassin's Creed locations. Explain to me who wants to play a round-based knockout game where you just play the characters from Assassin's Creed and you just kill each other. Darkside Dan, yeah. That sounds awful, man. That's why we occasionally call you Dan SP or TSP. Dude, for real. I have never looked up his address ever. And Jared, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you, man. Let me see. I can't imagine if I saw freaking Vosh in person, first off, I'd probably like go wash every part of my body and get as far away from him as possible, but I'd probably vomit, dude. That guy is so fucking nasty. All right, let me see here. Moving on to Saros. So guys, here's the thing. We have to get this out in the open. I bet Vosh is the only individual to buy stuff from Glock that isn't a gun. Hang on. I don't get that. I'm too tired, man. I'm too tired and exhausted to get that one. Assassin's Creed game, they should just make a new IP to this point. Dude, they can't. Ubisoft can't come up with anything new that's good. They just can't. These guys are out of gas. They're out of, like, brain cells. They're cooked. They're done. Oh my god, Glock Inc. is in the... Oh my god, horse breeding business. Oh my god, dude. That's exactly why I didn't want you to finish that thought. Yep. The Embarcadero is still alright. Used to be the place to be a posh area. Now it depends which block you're on. Bosch buys from Gluck. Okay, alright, you guys gotta stop. Alright. So, like I said, we have to address the first problem I had with this game right off the bat. Otherwise, we can't have an honest discussion about Saros moving forward. I don't care that it's a PS5 exclusive. I don't care that it's a roguelike. I don't care that it looks like a really repetitive, boring game, whatever. You actually mostly liked Immortals Phoenix Rising? I just couldn't. I couldn't make myself give a shit about a game that looked like that. It looked like Fortnite meets Greek mythology. I just can't care about a game that looks like that, given the setting. I take Greek mythology too seriously. It needs to be something adult and gritty and gruesome, and that game looked like Fortnite, so I just couldn't. But that being said, no, see, Lugia, that's where you and I differ. I don't want to play as an Indian dude. Okay, I don't care. Maybe it makes me sound racist. I just genuinely couldn't care less. And let me explain why. There was a tweet. Some of you guys that are on Twitter will know this guy that I'm talking about. No, I'm not talking about Airbag. I'm not talking about Yorch Torch. I'm not talking about like the opposing sides of like, you know, whatever. There's this dude who considers himself a centrist. Yes, did not redeem. He goes by the username KevMed, I think is what he calls himself. I can't tell if he's white or brown or whatever he is. He always has like some weird artsy-fartsy version of himself as his AI photo. But the reality is the dude is like the biggest fence sitter on the planet, right? Tries to be that good centrist where I see things from both sides. Dude, you got screwed by TTS again. Thanks for the 2, Smeg. Mortal Phoenix Rising is good, but I get it. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying that it's not a good game. It's just for me, I just can't do it. I just can't do it, you know? I'm not watching the Odyssey movie, dude. I'm not watching that shit. TTS went a Melanie Mac there for, but yeah. So this KevMed dude, he put out this tweet a couple days ago, and I don't have it because, again, bookmarks failed me before the stream even started. I had it bookmarked. He's all like, you know, I know that there's a few people that are racist about it, but maybe it's just the fact that there's so many gamers, so many old guys who want things to be like they were when they were growing up, and they can't understand that they're no longer the default gamer, the default character, that the default character in a game no longer has to appeal to them, blah, blah. Doing those same old BS that we've heard 1,000 times, that gamers are no longer straight white men, they're women, they're BIPOC, they're trans, they're this and that. And sure, you can be whatever and enjoy video games. That's fair. That's totally whatever, you know. Men enjoy games, women enjoy games, they, them, furry, non-binary creatures enjoy, you know, games. Fine, whatever. But go back to like a few years ago, not even that long ago. What was the Baldur's Gate 3 team complaining about with the character creator? We've given you all these options. All these options, right? And what have you created? John Highgard, right? You've created the most boring white male knight protagonist, a guy with a sword and a shield, or like a two-handed sword. And he's white and he's male. And he doesn't have anything like no vitiligo, no noticeable handicap. Again, the concept that just because you say that these people are no longer the default makes it so is a stupid concept, you know? Always the most popular option. Exactly. Good, depressing, bad in-game is Spec Ops: The Line. Have you ever heard? I've never played it. It doesn't sound familiar. Not touching Odyssey, blackwashing is a no from me. Did they blackwash a character in that? Was the woman, the character in that game, the female black? I don't remember that one, dude. Oh, you're talking about the movie. I thought you were talking about a video game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. No. It's called Odyssey, right? No, Assassin's Creed. Dude, Origins. What was the one that was in Egypt and what was the one that was in Greece? I think the Greek one was Odyssey. Helen of Troy is going to be played by Lupita Nyong'o. Has that been confirmed? Has that actually been confirmed? Elgon, you're not wrong. Origins is Egypt, Greek is Odyssey. Okay, so I was right about that. All right. Moist actually took a stance before the rest of the internet did. I mean, that's rare, right? That's very rare. Egypt is Origins, yeah. I mean, dude, that's crazy, dude. That's But to that extent, my biggest thing is it's PS5 exclusive. I'm not buying a PlayStation. I don't give a shit. You know, don't care. When the game comes out on PC, I'm not going to play it because I don't care. The game doesn't look that good. There's a tweet that I pulled up here, one that I quote tweeted somebody on, where he's like, I don't understand the discourse with Saros. It's a really fun fucking game. Okay, fair enough. You might enjoy the game. That's fine. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And all I see is like Elden Ring or Dark Souls looking shit, maybe a little more sci-fi. Like the I'm looking at like the ethereal, like the weird atmosphere, and it looks like it's been ran through a poop filter, right? The color is just, it's brown, it's yellow, it's muddy. It doesn't look appealing, right? Looks like Doom. It's very bland. You're telling me something gorgeous, and it looks like dirty water. I don't know. Maybe there's other parts of the game where I've seen gameplay, I've watched gameplay. So maybe there's other parts of it that are prettier. Game did look good. And I'm not saying the game itself can't be good, you know? I don't even mind having some toxic marriage game where you end up being the villain. A la Spec Ops: The Line. It just doesn't seem like it belongs in this type of game setting. Whether it belongs or not, it's irrelevant. It's just the fact that people are fed up with this shit, dude. It is Indian designed. I mean, dude, that was the first thing that my racist brain went to, dude. That's just the way it works, right? And I have no reason to try to change. So again, it says you play as an Indian. Main character cheats on his wife, Nitya. He then murders his friend to cover it up and gets away with it. Wife finds out about him cheating and leaves anyway. He then dies thousands of times in a delusional quest to rescue her and force her forgiveness. The game ends with his wife falling in love with a black lesbian crew member. Now, that part's not true, but we'll get to that in a minute. MC gets told to fuck off and let her be happy. This genuinely is one of the worst games ever made. So if you don't care, like, about the fact that she ends up with another woman, if you don't care about the story, and you're just playing this for, like, the gameplay side of it, I can understand how for some people, if they're enjoying the game, they're just going to enjoy the game and call it good, you know, whatever. Noir says, fights through 9 worlds to get his wife back. His wife cuckolds him with a lesbian. Most pathetic loser in gaming. Yeah. So then you got the defenders, right? We're tired of trauma dumping that's pretentious. Exactly. That part I do care about, the homo swapping, is very forced. It's weird. I mean, it happens in real life. Hey, why do you think COVID happened 6 months after Avengers Endgame as a joke on the Thanos snap? I didn't even think about that. Character design doesn't look good, but I could accept it, but all the other characters look awful. There's an Asian they, them dude. The wife leaves. And yeah, because, dude, it's not just one thing. It's not just one thing. It's a good game. I don't even know the story. I just play the game. Yeah, fair enough. Like I said, there are people who are not even going to care about the actual story for the game. If you like the repetitive gameplay or like the gameplay loop, look, Hades 1 I thought was very good for a roguelike, right? Sure, you had gay, romance options and that wasn't faithful to Greek mythology and all that shit, obviously, right? Hades 2, they kicked things up a notch, and that's why the actual games journalists were like, oh my god, this game's amazing. And it's like, no, it's just because you added more gay shit to the game. But at the same time, look, if you're enjoying the roguelike type gameplay, fine, go for it. I don't care. But it's the people who are defending it going, there's no gay stuff, there's no lesbians, you're lying, you're lying. You got this guy, Pio, who's one of these like massive PlayStation shills. Saros seems to have a monster launch for Housemarque. First off, you have no way of knowing that. You don't know the numbers. PlayStation doesn't give those numbers away, okay? You have to wait for like months to actually know. There's no Steam chart for PlayStation. Doing over 4 times the launch for Returnal worldwide. I'm still confused how they know this for a fact. Again, unverified here in the community notes, right? Seems the misinformation, hate, and racism campaign failed for this game. Once again, fake outrage loses like always. All right. So what they're talking about, again, is this alleged misinformation campaign. Hey, you're finally awake. Do you want out? Little cat has been in here since before I streamed. She fell asleep on a tote over by the door. She's just laying on the floor looking dead. Yeah, claims misinformation while delivering misinfo. I didn't play Last of Us 2 because there's too much gay shit. Would like that gameplay. There's a limit. Yeah, I think that's fair. I feel the exact same way. You have a cock. What? Yeah, let me see. Main character looks like Mudahar. I mean, he's based on a guy who I guess Alana Pierce is actually dating. And he's not for an Indian dude, he's not a bad looking guy. It's just more like, I just don't care. The entire game, the aesthetic, the diverse cast, the gameplay loop. I mean, there's nothing about the game makes me want to play it. It's a game with mechanics and gameplay designed for men with a story and ending designed for women. Yeah, fair. Male character needs to give me my Slurpee already. Oh my god. It's a good game. I'm a casual gamer. I'm Indian. I get complaints at Planet Fitness for my smell. Damn, dude. Alana hit the wall. Did Alana write this game too? I don't actually know if she had any involvement in it at all. You do it on purpose to get the weight racks. Oh my god. Well, that'll do it, man. I don't know if that's true, but the actor or the director was a self-insert. Well, the actor is the actor, right? It doesn't look exactly like him, but let me pull up the actor for the Saros game. What's his name in the game? I can't remember. Actor. Arjun, yes. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't really... I don't know. Would you call this a self-insert? Because it doesn't really look... Like, this picture here of him and this picture here, it looks like the same guy. But this doesn't really look like him. I don't know. I mean, I think it is supposed to be him. Not just inspired by him. Whether they did a faithful job in the game or not is your interpretation. She does have involvement with it. She complained about the low score of IGN. She wanted a 9 from IGN. Oh my god, of course she did.
Are the best way to
of course
show
she did.
Someone how much you care.
Yeah. Because she deserves it, right?
Thing that you can point to and say, "Hey man, I love you."
It's the foods we eat. Oh my god.
The gameplay graphics and mechanics are great, but the story and characters are incredibly weak and often with lesbian relationships.
Rahul Kohli.
That is common amongst all Sony PS5 first-party exclusives.
Right, McKinney, and thanks for the 10, dude. That's exactly it. People are just tired of knowing exactly what they're going to get from Sony. Every single time a new game comes out, they're getting kind of tired of the same shit over and over and over again. You know? Thank you for the 10, McKinney. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. I would never smell in front of good-looking girls, though. I just go when the dogs work out, so I don't care. Sometimes I miss Time the hot girls. Oh my god, dude. That's a crazy thing to admit, I gotta say. I recognize him from the Vampire Island show. Search for the writer of Saros too. All right, hang on. Let me see here. Saros writer. If that's that dude, he's kind of terrifying white guy. Gregory Loudon, Alec Meir, Harry Kruger, William Shaughnessy. The game's a narrative-driven third-person shooter. Key writers were Gregory Loudon and Alec Meir. Gregory Loudon. I think he's the one that I saw in the image here. Yeah, he's kind of an odd-looking dude. Kind of a weird duck. Kind of strange looking.
Presents are the best way to show someone how much you care.
No, not this fat
It's
guy
like
over
this
here.
tangible thing that you can point to and say, hey
Huh.
man, I love you. This many dollars worth.
She's in the credits.
Last night I just finished Pragmata and it almost had me in tears cause I love the final boss and fighting that giant monster as we're climbing up the Orbio.
Oh, dude,
Evil
I don't know when I'm gonna get around to playing Pragmata. It's one of those games that eventually I'll get around to. I know the game is gonna get spoiled for me. I'm not even trying to avoid spoilers. But everyone's like, oh my god, it's such an emotional tearjerker. I'm like, I get it. I'm just probably gonna have the game spoiled for me before I even get around to it. But dude, Makini, appreciate the hell out of you, dude. Holy crap. No, I mean it's so funny having so many sci-fi games coming out back to back. Don't forget, guys. So we had Pragmata, we've had, now with Saros, Aphelion, and then like I said, Directive 8020 coming out in a week, and that game looks like absolute dog water. Can you offer me a Slurpee? Oh my god. All game devs are strange looking. I don't think it's all, but there is certainly a lot of them who are. A lot of them are odd looking ducks. It's crazy. Anyone else feel they did give that android child an adultish face? What I will say about that, Elgon, is the fact that it's an android. It wasn't supposed to look like an actual biological human child. I don't think that they sexualized the character. If that's the question, I don't think the devs intentionally made the child look like sexualized or some shit like that. I don't. I think that's just people projecting or seeing something that's not there, to be honest. Do I think she looks like a child? No, I think she looks like an android as a child. I think she looks... There are definite features that are not childlike, but I don't see it as sexualized. More mature, I could see that. I think that there are some things about the face that are a little more mature. 100%. Again, people that were jumping on that game going, oh my god, they made a... No, stop with that. It's like, part of the reason she doesn't look like a stereotypical child is because she's a robot. Because she's an android, I would say. So. Yeah, that's a self-check there, It's like when I worked for HBO Max when we released Justice League, Snyder's bots thought they had a win, but they actually did it because they just need something to compete with Disney+. Well, what are we talking about? Only reason the marketing teams did work is because so many tweets, but they didn't realize it came from a small group of people that just post a lot. God, that's just, yeah, it's crazy, man. Dude, the bots go wild on social media. It's crazy how much of life is manipulated by like a small number of either people or just, AI running a large number of accounts. It's insane. We were talking at the very beginning of the stream about how, like, if I come across an account from like Nigeria or Africa, it's always sharing some retarded thing that I've already read on somebody else's post. And it's, some verified account on Twitter with 2,000 followers. It's been around for like 5. It's like, yeah, it's the same thing. Block, block, block. Because they're all just, engagement farming the entire time. They wipe out 47% of the Palestine posts on TikTok. I wouldn't even know about that because I do not go on TikTok at all. I refuse to go on TikTok. I wouldn't go brave little toaster on her though. I don't know. She looks exactly like a little girl, but the difference comes from the fact that she's so beautiful, like a mini supermodel. There are kids like that, but I think there might be a certain amount where there is definitely a little bit of uncanny, like maybe there's a few more like adult female features in the face, but I don't think at all that the intent was to create like a sexualized child. So that's something that I will never agree with, Iraq shilling to Saros and Yote so hard it's disturbing to even imagine the life they have, dude. It's crazy. All right, so Kenneth Shepard wrote this article over Kotaku. If you guys remember, Kenneth Shepard is the guy we've talked about so often. about how he wants to bang Bowser or Luigi or Leon Kennedy from, Resident Evil. He says, I fully expected Saros to become a talking point in the manufactured culture war when I played through Housemarque's latest shooter, but I didn't realize that grifters would stoop to bending the truth and using AI-generated images. So, long story short, this is the image that got shared around. Okay? And a lot of people, myself included, who didn't know, assumed that this was the lesbian character in the game. Now, as far as I know, this character is just a crewmate. This is supposed to be his wife. Neither of these women in the game ever meet, apparently. All right? So we're going to get that out of the way real quick. Now, that's a pretty easy thing to say. Anybody who played the game could have said that, right? The problem is most of the defenders of this game, most of the shills, are like, oh no, she doesn't leave him for another woman. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. Don't believe your lying eyes, right? And then they put out in gigantic articles like this trying to debunk the misinformation. The only misinformation being shared around is that it's this particular woman and not another woman, right? As far as I know, everything else, every verifiable piece of information we have actually shows that his wife left him for another woman. In fact, let me play it. There's an English version of this. Hang on a second. Let's go back up. This dude had the English version down below because this is in Spanish or Portuguese or some shit that I don't speak. Hang on. He had it somewhere. English version. Here we go.
When? Back home. A day for our tradition, he said. But this one is for me. Do you ever regret coming here, Kira?
Why would I? It brought us together.
I'm here because I ran. Because I needed to be free after everything he put me through. Is that selfish?
Selfish is fine. Selfish is just looking after yourself. So long as you don't hurt anyone else.
The writing in this game, I'm not going to lie, you can enjoy the gameplay. The writing in this game is complete garbage. I'm sorry. This line right here, selfish is fine.
Put me through. Is that selfish?
Selfish is fine. Selfish is just looking after yourself. So long as...
Selfish is fine. Selfish is just looking after yourself so long as you don't hurt anyone else. What the fuck does that even mean? Well, Black Cat, here's the thing. Apparently in the game, you cheated on her and then murdered a man to cover it up. Bad dude. Bad dude, okay? So right there, right off the bat, you're playing a character who essentially is irredeemable, at least in the eyes of his wife, right? Now you're trying to play, you're seeking redemption. They could at least set it up in a way that your character has a path to redemption. You know? I'm tired, boss, for real. I skip all cutscenes. Not everyone does, though. You got to remember, there are people who actually care about the story, you know?
You don't hurt anyone else.
Better get back. Delaware wants our survey report. But this place... it's just for us.
Just for us. Forever.
I mean, just for us forever, you know? Hang on.
As she found it with me.
What did she become?
So much. Too much. What will you become now?
Honest. Better, if I can.
Good. Return to the passage.
So the whole problem with this entire situation is that everyone's been running with the idea that grifters are spreading lies about the game to badmouth it for X, Y, or Z reasons, and that it's nothing but a bunch of misinformation, when the reality is the only thing people got wrong was the character that the wife left him for, right? That's it. Voice in his armor is the voice of the woman that left his wife left him for, yeah. Well, and see, Geek, I'm okay with the storylines being different. I'm okay with them approaching different stories with different characters. It's like, it's not a matter if you can't write the character you want to write, you know? isn't bad compared to Returnal that 20% of the play rate's finished. It's funny you bring up Returnal because that's the even crazier one. There is, I mean, guys, there are people who apparently didn't realize that the character in Returnal was supposed to be a lesbian. Now, I don't know for sure that she was supposed to be a lesbian. I'm assuming based off what I read online that she, I guess, was. I looked at the cover for that game. I looked at the art for that game. And other than sticking her in a freaking Subaru, I don't know who doesn't get lesbian-coded vibes. I mean, feels shoehorned as fuck. She sure looked like one. I mean, I didn't play the game, but as far as I know, based on what I read about it, I'm pretty sure she was. And if not, it's subtle, like it's implied. So, the West has weird progressive ups and then states of conservatism. It's weird, dude. Remember the 60s? Yeah. The only family she talks about is her son. There's no lawyer says she's lesbian. Let me try to figure out where I saw this before, because this is one of those things, right? So, I mean, she straight up looks like, yeah, okay. But we can wonder, sure. Yeah, I remember the 60s and the bastard children that came out of that. I won't ever know them a male lesbian. Better than being a male-to-male transsexual. Explains why she didn't look very attractive. And, you know, you guys know I'm one of those ones who's kind of forgiving when it comes to like the actual attractiveness of every character in a game. I think that there's exceptions for it. It doesn't matter if the character is attractive or not based on the kind of game it is. But there's another thing where you just go out and straight up get like the ugliest looking character possible. You know? No, that's a different game. Yeah, I mean, AI overview from Google says pretty simply, based on provided search results, there's no direct connection between the game Returnal and a lesbian storyline. Yeah, I don't know, remember where I read that online, but I could see it possibly, but it's like, if it's not even like important to the game, who cares? If it doesn't matter, like if the game is not even like mostly story, it's mostly just like action, cool, you know, whatever, cool. Oh, here you go. People comparing Pragmata to freaking Saros. PlayStation, women are better off being lesbians because men bad. Capcom, men should have kids because they're selfless protectors, actually. Again, I think that's a little oversimplification. I'm okay with them making stories that they want to make. You know, if you want to have the man be the villain in the game and he's the main, or the character you're playing, cool. But make sure that you sell the game, like do it in a way that's going to make more people want to play it, you know? Some people are claiming Saros is not a shitty cuck simulator. I hope that's true. People need to understand why it's so easy to believe it's true. PlayStation has been releasing dog shit cuck propaganda for years. That's why PlayStation fanboys act like cucks for the brand. What your mother did before we met was her business. Oh my god, they really did make Kratos pathetic, didn't they? Holy crap. What is that one? Oh, that's got to be, yeah, Spider-Man. They're trying to blur the gender lines with some of these characters. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, the whole Sydney Sweeney thing, dude. Holy crap. I'm not shaving my beard. I am not more attractive without it, dude. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Looking forward to Intergalactic Character Profit. Dude, that one's going to be a massive bomb. But again, is it going to be a PlayStation exclusive? Are we going to have numbers on Steam? Who knows? I want to play a game where I want to be like the main character, not loathe them. I mean, look, you can have games where you have a redemption arc for the character you're playing. You can have games where you play the villain. There are people that like playing the villain, guys. I mean, that's just a fact. There are people who enjoy playing the villain. But at the end of the day, it's like you better hope that you actually have a character or a story or gameplay that's enjoyable enough that the majority of people are going to respond well to it. And look, I will say from the most part, what I've seen from people talking about Saros is that they enjoy the gameplay. And if that's the only thing that really matters in the game, I mean, use Hades as an example. I mean, Hades was 5 minutes of walking around talking to the other characters, doing a little bit of upgrading your weapons and your skills, and then like a 20-minute, 30-minute run trying to go as long as you can without dying. So those kind of games, you're not going to have a lot of people who are worried about the story. I think the story's cringe. And I'm somebody who I do care about the story of a game that I'm playing. But not everybody does. The Sony being done with PC thing, Kanyo, that's not... Did they make an official statement? They released a statement that they won't port their games to PC anymore? Yeah, they busted Mary Jane in Spider-Man 2 for real. Considering how much shit the guy's willing to go through, it's not justified when looking at the wife. I mean, you're not wrong about that. Most time the port is shit for PC. Well, and the other thing is, guys, the reality is the whole PlayStation exclusive to PC port, pipeline. You can't tell me that, oh my god, PC is terrible for Sony and terrible for PlayStation. Nobody buys these games. Okay, you're releasing it a year after it came out. In most cases, the good, the bad, the otherwise, the negative or positive news or hype for a game has already passed a year down the road. The exception was Stellar Blade, right? And that most people bought that game, or at least a large percentage of people bought that game on PC to mod it. So you can say it is in fact lesbians in space, finally. Yes, finally lesbians in space, Yeah, Rockstar said not worth it to make it for PC. I'm trying to figure out if, I mean, Cage, that was something else that occurred to me too. I'm like, wait a second. So the hero, the villain, the guy you play is Indian. He's a brown guy, and that doesn't bother anybody that they make him seem like a total piece of shit, That's kind of surprising. He kills the guy to cover up his cheating, follows the wife to a different planet, dies multiple times, and she's 3 out of 10 with a schnoz that could break ice. Oh my god. I think it's due to them becoming a console competitor, possibly. No, I see your comment. I'm surprised the Wokies didn't make a big deal about Saros becoming a brown man looking bad. That's the one I just responded to. Yeah, I saw one. Yeah, Rockstar said it's not worth it, but did PlayStation actually confirm that? Because nobody... let me see. PlayStation made that statement shortly after Shift Up made a similar statement regarding making more of their games specifically for PC before focusing on console. What I'm saying is the one where they said that they are not going to be moving any of their single-player games to PC. Is that an official statement from Sony? Because I never saw the official statement. Like, that was, I remember that Jason Schreier was saying, oh, well, here's what they've been telling me, right? And then I never saw any actual confirmation of it. And Jason Schreier, he's going to be right as often as, Paul Tassi is or anybody else. I wish you guys could see this cat right now. She looks ridiculous. Maybe I'll take a picture of her. Hang on. Sony doesn't want to make money. Imagine not allowing your game on the biggest platform in the world. Dude, it's crazy. And the reality is, they would make a ton of money on both PC and PlayStation if they released their games day one. But they don't. They like to hang on to that exclusivity thing, right? So this is the cat right now. Come on. Too bright, too bright, too bright. Ah, it's too bright. Screen's too bright, damn it. Anyway, she's just laying on her back. Belly sticking up. So the economics of how much they make doesn't make sense to possibly have it be a competitor console. Leisure Suit Larry. Dude, I never played a single Leisure Suit Larry ever. I took my gaming seriously. I didn't play smut. I played Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Thank you very much. Bloodborne source code. Oh my god, dude. That's, yeah. We all know that's never happening. I just Schreier. All right, hey guys. I'm probably going to wrap things up. It's been a little bit more of a, god, helter-skelter, let's say, stream. But I'm going to try to get some sleep. I don't know if I'm going to get a video made tomorrow. Probably going to be a couple days before I get another video made because I've got a full day of work and then straight into my daughter's softball game tomorrow. I goon enough to the hub. I don't get dudes who mod. I mean, you like what you like, right? I mean, some people are going to mod their degenerate whatever into what they prefer. So why not, right? Dude, I don't even mod normal shit into my games. I can't be bothered to mod anything. So for me personally, like, I don't care. All right, Empress, I'll go ahead and get that set up. Wrapping it's good, just don't go double glove at bad things. Oh my god. OG Leisure Suit games were great and hilarious. I think 6 was the actual last. They made 6 of those? They made more than 6 of those? Yeah, Kitty, the other white meat. She was glowing, dude. I couldn't even get a good, like, picture of her. What are you looking at? Is your brother outside? She woke up and started staring out the door. All right. I'm going to set this up to go redirect you guys to Empress's channel. I think she's the only person that I follow who's even up this time of night. This is where it comes in handy actually knowing people on the other side of the planet. All right, looks like she's going to be playing some Crimson Desert. I am going to hit the hay. Did your comment not make it on the live chat? Let me scroll up. It might not have. Sony just doesn't want to make money. That's the last one I see there. That's the last one there that I see. Bloody YouTube indeed. I'll scroll up on Streamlabs. I should be able to see it on here. Hang on a second. Bum, bum, bum. No, it's not even showing on Streamlabs either. I don't mind the exclusive thing. You need a reason to get their platform. Problem is everything else. The propaganda in games paid online, disrespect towards gamers. Yeah, Sony and Nintendo both are just unfortunately very anti-consumer. Microsoft, I mean, they're not really any better. I get it. Xbox and Microsoft, they're trying to, you know, win back people, but they've also done a lot of damage. So any of the big three, they're all scumbags, really, at the end of the day, you know. There's like 11 or 12 of them. Holy shit, dude. All right, guys. Yeah, COD no longer coming to Game Pass. That's actually a win. I think that's actually a good thing. I think that is a good thing, you know. It's smart because more people care about having an affordable service like Game Pass that has a wide library of games and the occasional, you know, newer release than they give a shit about the current Call of Duty coming out. I saw that poll that Jez Gordon put out before they made that announcement, and right away I saw it was like 75% of people said, yes, get rid of Call of Duty to make Game Pass cheaper. It was an easy decision, you know. All right, guys. Oh, no worries, Empress. I buy it like a sports game every year, so it must have been a huge loss. Yeah, I think they were losing way too much money on it, dude. I think it was just costing them too much, and they weren't seeing that return on investment. So, smart decision, you know? Smart decision. Yeah, DB, get back to work, man. Oh my God, I got a lot of work to do tomorrow. I'm trying not to stress the fuck out. All right, you guys have a good night. Take it easy. Tomorrow, I am done managing my final softball game, and I can go back to being an assistant coach and just kind of fucking off, so... All right, guys. Catch you later. Have a good one. Safe week if I don't catch you guys anytime soon.